Animal Crossing is coming to the Nintendo Switch next year. And I've literally been waiting for this announcement for like 2 years. Every time there was a Nintendo Direct, I've been like waiting. So, did I almost cry today? Maybe. Was I really pissed when they faked us out because it was a Smash announcement at first? Yes. But we're here. We're here, and here we are. And you may or may not be listening to Animal Crossing music right now. So, there's that. What else? I said something else in my tweet. Oh yeah, my exciting news. So, you guys know that for Virtual Novel Voyage, a couple streams ago, we played Love Esquire. This morning I got an email that was a Kickstarter update from the Love Esquire people. And they had listed all of the people that had supported them so far with YouTube videos and streams and stuff in the email. So they gave like a big shout out to Jesse Cox, of course. But then they also listed me and my stream in this email, which is really cool, which also means that it shows up under updates on the Kickstarter, and then actually on the physical Kickstarter page. Here, we can go to it. We can go, let's go look at it. Kickstarter. That's the wrong Kickstarter. I may have backed too many Kickstarters, you guys. It's fine. Okay. We have our page. Maybe it won't show up for you guys. That's weird. Hold on. There we go. That was bizarre. Okay. So on the Twitch, or the Kickstarter page for Love Esquire, if you scroll down to like where they're talking about how you can support and stuff, right? Talking about streaming and videos about it and stuff. This one right here. This one's me. Because we streamed the demo. Look, it's me! So I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share. It was really, really awesome of them to give me and everybody else who has streamed it and made a video about it a shout out. Because that's just a really neat thing that they did. I just wanted to share. That's all. You are here! I'm there! I'm such a celebrity. No, but to be honest, I noticed that those videos were like getting a couple views, and I was like, that's really odd. Like, that's more views than usual. Why are people so interested? But it's because it wasn't you guys. Here, it's almost my entire name. Correct. Anyway, I just thought that was cool, and I wanted to share because it made my day seem, you know, pretty awesome. Okay, now we can jump into this game. As soon as I figure out how to get the sound back to it. We must restore the sound effects. This one. There we go. And we'll stop our Animal Crossing jams. Now we don't give a shit, don't worry, it's always other people. No, cause like, you guys are normally here, so there's no reason for you guys to go back and watch the VOD, right? So like, typically a VOD will get like 1 to 5 views because, you know, the people that missed the stream that are interested. But this one was getting like 13 to 23, and I was like, what is happening right now? Did a lot of people miss this stream? I was very confused. You almost always watch the last couple hours of the VOD. You want every Final Fantasy on Switch. Yeah, that was another announcement that they made. They're putting like every old Final Fantasy is coming to Switch by 2019, which is kind of exciting. Hey, Seishi, welcome! You can also, if you're interested in some semi-hot Final Fantasy boys, you can get the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which just means they're tinier. You can get that on Switch today for what they called an introductory price, which it's normally 30, and right now it's 18. Yeah, every Final Fantasy. Except for 8, apparently, for whatever reason. But they've got 7 coming, they've got 10 and 10-2, WAF, what was the other one called? There was a Crystal something. I don't know. Read that link. It probably says. Crystal Chronicles. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I pointed that out to you. Alright. What about it is tinier, the resolution? It's only... No, like... the boys are tinier. They're like chibi versions of the boys instead of full boys. That's how it's tinier. You get, like, as far as I understand it, you get the entire full story that you would in Final Fantasy 15. It's probably missing a little bit of the open worldness. And your boys are like little chibis, so. No Final Fantasy T... I don't know what that stands for. Let's see, what else did they announce? They announced Luigi's Mansion 3 in 2019. It was a working title. They announced that they gave some gameplay footage of the port of Luigi's Mansion 1 to 3DS. And there's multiplayer in that, which is really cool. You can fight ghosties together. If you guys didn't play that on GameCube as a kid like I did, it's a fucking gem. It still is. It's such a great game. It actually managed to age well somehow. Unlike Mario Sunshine. They announced a new game by the guy, Game Freak, the guys that make Pokemon. They announced a new adventure RPG that's just labeled Town. That was also a working title. So we've got Town, coming. Diablo 3 is coming to the Switch in November. There's something called Yoshi has a game coming out. I don't know. Anyway, the direct is somewhere online if you want to watch the full thing and see everything else. Town, like Pokemon, but with buildings. It was like buildings and then like giant monsters. It's just like a giant monster RPG, like they're smashing up your village or something, so. You don't know what any of these things are. Cookie, we gotta educate you on all the games. But all you need to know is that Animal Crossing is coming, that's all that matters. And if you're into Smash Bros, there's a limited edition Smash Bros Switch coming out. There's also a limited edition Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu one coming out, in case you care about that. Godzilla Simulator. You've played Smash Bros before? I played Smash Bros back when it was a GameCube game. And woo boy, let me tell you, if you wanna see siblings chuck controllers at each other, or if you want to see some kids get into straight out real life brawls, Smash Bros is the game for you. There were so many fights in my friend's basement over that game. Whew, so many tears, a lot of crying. I just like to pause the game in the middle of everybody's fights and try to upskirt Zelda. So that was my goal. Okay, I think that's all my announcements. I shared the cool news. I shared the excitement. Play Smash Bros with Boggs on stream? Is there... I have the GameCube version. Is there a way to stream a GameCube? Maybe? I'm not very good at Smash Bros. And yeah, Boggs is definitely not a fan of Smash Bros. We could do that as a punishment stream. No excuses, just do it. How about I play this game first, though? Okay, so let's see. What happened? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We were just told that our mother was the evil witch who cursed everybody. We were told that literally everybody hated her. And there was another twist. What was it? Oh. That Waltz had fought alongside her because Waltz was a witch too. Yeah, that one was weird. He's still a wizard. Good, let the hatred flow through you. I feel a riot coming on. Days go by before I decide to leave the tavern again to watch Karma practice with the knights. These last few days I've felt hollow. Maybe seeing these normal practices will make me feel better. There's the riot. Too many twists, getting dizzy. No, I think it's straightened out now. Maybe we'll make things feel like nothing has changed. Highly doubtful. When I arrive at the forest, however, only Karma is standing in the clearing. He's staring through the trees as if he sees something there, but his expression is solemn, almost sad. Eventually he sighs, shaking his head before turning in my direction. Miro. I prepare myself for a response, but only find that no words come to mind. I have not spoken to Karma since the talk about my mother and the witches, and any of the ease I felt with him before has slipped away. Why are we rioting? 'Cause I said so. There was a thirst for blood. Rioting usually cures that. 90% of chat riots only happen because Mira mentions riot. That's true. The other 10% of the time, I think everything's going fine and nothing is wrong, and then I look over and just see a wall of riot men, and I'm like, oh no, what has happened? Still, I only came here on my own, and I cannot just stand here being mute. I say the first thing that comes to mind. Where are Jurian and Garland? I only train with Garland. Jurian is on patrol duty tonight. He'll be here later. I just came early. And it seems you did too. Mira, are you okay? I'm sorry I haven't been by to see you. It's not as if you owe that to me. I don't owe it to you, but I truly wanted to. I've just been busy these last few days scouting the town for information. As much as I want you to come with me, why would you ever have wanted to pair up with someone like me anyway? Damn. Why, Princess, that's because I'm bitter and cold, and even though I want to change, all I can think about is myself. And now, I want to change because I do not want to be the same as my mother. Isn't that selfish? Maybe so, but I believe you are being selfish for the right reasons. An entirely selfless person can't survive in this world. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this boy... Oh, that's like right where his tattoo is. That's cheeky. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this boy probably needs to take his own advice here. Happy. Ourselves? Yes, an angry person holds resentment towards everyone, and it mars whatever good deeds they seek to do. Oops. Wah. That is why I cannot complete my good deeds. Wrong. You have already done one. Recognizing the need to change is always a good thing, Mira. Regardless of the motivation, you are trying to become a better person. That's all that matters. Shellfish. He takes a deep breath towards me, then puts his hands on my shoulder and leans down until I can look right into his eyes. Karma's serious expression startles me to the touch. Please clip that. You mean my 404 error, Miro not found? I think I broke a little bit. He's super close because he's, I don't know, getting all up in our face. What is this part of his attire? What exactly is that? Is that like a weird scarf they used to wear? Takes a deep breath towards me. Did I say that? No, he takes a step towards me. Did I say deep breath? I'm not good at reading, guys. Ascot. Oh, it's an ascot. Oh, he's fancy. It's never too late for anyone to change. You taught me that. What? What could I have taught Karma? How could I have taught Karma anything? Do you mind if I tell you a story, Miro? He's standing too close. Step the fuck away. I take a step away from him and Karma's hands fall from my shoulders. He sighs out. The story better be just as dramatic as mine. Thank you, Miro. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, we're totally cheating on this. Because I want the good ending. And I don't want to fuck it up, so. That's a beautiful title, Seishi. I think you really captured my essence on that one. Incredible. Oh, by the way, I also learned that in order for you to get Waltz and Fritz to unlock, you have to get at least 2 other boys to love you. So, if we plan to do that, we're going to be here for literally a year. Do we want to do multiple playthroughs and get multiple boys, or do we want to just do one playthrough? Let me know. This game is free to play if you guys want to pick it up, so... for what? For agreeing to listen. And for what you just did. Stepping away from him? Was I distracting him? All the boys! They're so needy. They are needy. Once upon a time, in the land far, far away, there lived a crown prince from the kingdom of Brigantia. Brigantia is one of the neighboring kingdoms. So, this isn't make-believe? His name was oh, Jesus Christ, look at this fucking name. Claude Idric Rinaldi Matthews Almonte. Talk about having 7 names. But because the name was such a mouthful, he settled for an acronym as a nickname. K-A-R-M-A. Ha. Karma. Cookie, that's your name? Rip Cookie's hand if she ever has to buy a house and sign her fucking name. Claude Aldrich Rinaldi Matthews Almonte. Rich people did have, like, a lot of fucking names, so not much worse than Demorte. Little do you know that my name is also an acronym. I'll leave you guys to figure out what that means. At least around the palace where it was acceptable. Claude Aldrich... Karma? Did you just make that? No, it's not. It's not a paladin. Carmack. Carmack? Guys, what's Miro's real name? My mother has 6 names without her maiden name? Damn, Wax. I have 4, and that's too many. I have 2 first names, and then a middle name and a last name. Prince Claude was a man who flaunted his beauty and talents to all that he met. He often used his title to get what he wanted. Prince Claude was a selfish man who felt he was entitled to everything that he had. He was vain and often left the castle unattended so that he could avoid his responsibilities. Get wrecked. The trick with long, complex names is when signing is that you only write the first 2 to 3 letters readable and then the rest are squibbles. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You could do that. According to Twitter. Wrong, there's no S in... No. I meant that Mira de Morte was like... That was an acronym, as in like... Mother, I ride olives down every... I don't know where this starts with them. Read my comment. Yeah, no, that's my real name. Yes, correct. That is the name that is on Twitter. That's not the acronym, though. That's not the acronym. That's not my full first name, anyway. I think my name is Petunia. That makes me sad. A little bit. Petunia's like classic pig name. Nah. God, oh, speaking of pigs, you guys, I had a dream last night that there was this pig that was probably about like medium dog sized. I had a pig in this dream, and the pig kept getting away from me, and I like needed to take this pig somewhere. So I just kept cuddling the pig and like walking around places, like trying to get to where I would go. And every once in a while the pig would escape and I would have to like cuddle him again. And yeah, that's all I remember. Mother, I ride olives down every mountain over revived turtle eggs. Yeah, there you go. That's my full name. I don't know how one would ride an olive. Give me a big ass olive. Every mountain. That's a good one. What exactly is a revived turtle egg? Baby pigs are so cute. Yeah, I also like miniature pigs. They're pretty cute. And pigs are actually the cleanest farm animal, which is ironic. You're the one who said ride olives. I know, but it was just an example. I don't actually know what that means. I just went with what you started. You only did half the work, AJ. Plagiarism. Okay, he was a selfish man. He skipped out on responsibilities. Then one day he chanced upon a beautiful maiden in the town square. He led her around the whole day, being as charming as he possibly could. Then at the end of the day, he asked the woman to be his lover. She agreed, but their time together did not last long. Only weeks later, Prince Claude threw her away as one throws away an object and broke the woman's heart. And she cursed him. Was it Delora? Did he get down and dirty with Delora? That beautiful maiden was a witch, but Prince Claude found out too late. The witch said that she would make his beauty, his vanity, a curse. Be my lover. I mean, that's one way to put it. I thought your name was Mother, I ride Ottomans down every month on route to Elvis. The third. The third? Mitch the witch, yeah. That's my alternative. That's my nickname. My alternative name. Uh-huh. To make even beauty a curse. Ashamed of being cursed, Prince Claude donned a disguise and left his kingdom behind. He has been gone for nearly a year now, and he's most probably presumed dead. In truth, the prince had come to Angeal seeking a way to break his curse, but he had heard of a young lady named Miro, who on her 18th birthday could dispel any curse. So if we turn 18... Oh yeah, that was the other plot twist. When we come of age, we get to be like the all mother witch, the big witch, the best witch supreme? I don't know. That's what they called it in American Horror Story, wasn't it? The Supreme? So if we're cursed, can we break our own curse? Or only other people's curses? The best witch, the bitch. We are the bitch. That is correct. It was our destiny all along. He had heard of a... Yeah, okay. We could dispel any curse. Karma. He looks so sad. I don't know how to comfort him. Claude? Oh. Maybe we shouldn't have called him that. Karma. Claude. Turns a startling red as he stares at me for a few moments and then does not speak. Then he bursts out laughing. I stare at him in shock, not understanding his reaction. I feel flush. Isn't that your real name? No, darling, it is, but hearing you say my name, well, it sounds much softer on your lips. I rather like it. My cheeks are warm again. How is it that he is always able to make me feel this way? I will call you by your name if it makes you so happy. Supreme Pizza? Are we a pizza? Pizza witch? Oh man, that'd be awesome. Be able to like conjure up a pizza whenever you wanted. Warm butt cheeks? What the shit? Epic, what are you on about? Let's make a secret between the two of us. I'm still Miss Karma here. Besides, I'd rather you kept that name for my ears only. It only makes me feel more special that way. More special? At that moment, Garland shows up for practice and Claude politely excuses himself. I watch the two of them trade blows. Claude favors his other hand, but his blows still come quickly, even with his injury. The more Claude tells me, the more I realize that he's like me, a noble cursed for being selfish. But how do I help break his curse? Why can't he help me? Why can't he tell me? As practice is drawing to a close, Claude asks Garland the usual question. Have you confessed to Jurian yet? Bro, have you told the girl yet? Garland only shakes his head in reply. The two men sheath their swords. Garland... I want to make it like my mission. I don't even care about getting a boyfriend anymore at this point. I need to make it my mission to get Garland and Jurian fucking together. Kielbasa? Chat's broken. I don't know what you guys are talking about anymore. The two men sheath their swords. Garland looks almost sad as he turns to make his way back to the tavern. He likes her, yet he won't say anything. Why is that? Why does it frustrate me so much? Garland? Yes, princess? You fucking have to tell her, bruh. You fucking gotta tell her. Claude told me before that confessing is hard, but what Garland is going through looks even harder. We just talk shit, Miro, while you play the game in the background. Yeah, that sounds about right. One day I'll get a game that you guys will come here to actually play with me. Epic, that's also what I would like to know. Princess, you know I'm incapable. No, you think you're incapable, but if you never say anything to her, you never will. Wait, you'll never know. There's no reading in my brain today. There's nothing. I'm making up my own words. It's a different story altogether. If I say something wrong, I risk losing everything that I already have with her. And if you say nothing, you risk what you could have with her. Mira is right. Maybe you should tell her, Garland. Just before Claude was adamant that Garland shouldn't confess to Jurian, what changed? If I mess this up... Let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Jurian is Miro. How do you think she would like to be confessed to? I frowned down at the two men, arms crossed. Excuse me? Well, you and Jurian are very similar. You're both very straightforward. confess to the princess? My eyes move more to Claude, but only fleetingly before they are once again on Garland. You just need to do something simple, Garland. Something that is not something that will not rub her the wrong way. AJ making a Tenacious D reference. Okay. Real life stuff. Feel like confessing things? Confession stream. Everybody please post your confessions. I will give you forgiveness and you have to say 10 Hail Marys. Is that how it works? Fuck, I don't know. I've never even like been in a church. That's a lie. I've been in lots of churches, but never for anything religious. A maiden's heart is ever fragile and each woman is different. Hey, Squid, welcome! It is princess time. See, Squid is ready to be a princess, you guys. He's so fucking ready. I confess that I have not peed yet today and probably should. I don't know what time it is for you, AJ, but please go potty. What? Epic! How could you? That confession offends me. He didn't even say it with a straight face. It's 12:30 in the afternoon. AJ, your poor bladder. Wait, like not even when you woke up? You could drink more water, dude. Everybody's so bald by Epic. What confession do you want? Any confession, Squid. Apparently we're confessing our feelings. This is confession stream, so lay it all out. Just get it out there, buddy. Claude is wearing an amused smile on his face, but he is looking at me, not Garland. I feel my face flush and have to look away. Mio, you're red as a tomato again. It's adorable. Fuck. Ooh, feelings. My confession is I pee too many times per day. I also partake in that. Shit, you have no idea what you're asking for. I'm asking for a confession. What's your confession, Cookie? My confession is that I have the feeling of needing to pee. I don't understand how this became this. I'm just gonna leave some of this here and go back to the game. Oops, every time. I cross my arms over my rapidly beating heart again and force a scowl on my face. No, I was just thinking about what Garland could do. Something simple. Like when Karma kissed my hand, Garland kissing Jurian's hand is probably not a good idea. Maybe he could do what Claude and I did that one day in town. You know, that one thing we did in that place. He bought me a cupcake. Only because I have broken kidneys. Oh god. I mean, I've never had a kidney stone, so. Cookie. The suspense. What is your confession? Is your confession that you have a confession? You need a category? I can't handle an open invitation. Something related to love, Squid. Because we're playing this and we're loving on this boy. You're actually not a cookie? Oh my god. Guys, I need to take a minute. Okay, I'm better. Leave stream. Cookie confession too strong. Actually dies. Stream over. I gotta cancel the stream, guys. I'm just having too many feels right now. My life is a lie. Maybe he could do... Oh, yeah. He can buy her some food and then they can just talk. Garland, have you ever asked Jurian out for food? Not alone. Jurian is practical and she always eats at the tavern. She's always on duty if she's also always on duty if she's available. I'll take her patrol shift 2 nights from now and tomorrow. You can ask her out for a meal. We can make your invite a grand affair. We can drape banners on the walls, and I can give you a rose. That's a little bit too much. That's too much. That's too much. Slow it down, boy. That sounds like a terrible idea. I am offended. I feel like if I did something like that for Jurian, she would get embarrassed and punch me. True. The tests come back from the doctor. Oh no. About the cookiness? Cookie's not a cookie. What did we eat the entire time? People. You married my love of 12 years. You were in your love 12 years ago. After you recovered from having to dump a girl you loved who ended up wanting to be a stripper instead of settle down. Damn, Squid. Talk about getting deep. Dodged a bullet there, didn't you? Wait, did you... Wait. You dumped the girl because you said, hey, I want to settle down. And she was like, nah, I need to be a stripper. Is that how this happened? Cookie is Soylent Green. Cookie's actually a tofu cookie alternative. Pretty much. Wow, interesting. That's an interesting story. Let's see, my confession. I'll do a confession. Something about love. Okay. I don't have a good confession. I feel like you guys know, I'm very boring. You guys know most everything. It's the greatest thing that has ever started in chat ever. Cookie, you did it. He could be back later. And Squid dipped out. Love related confession. I'm in love. Aw, Cookie. I have one then. I secretly love Boggs. Sounds like another lady that I know. Claude grins at me and I just roll my eyes. Garland, just ask her normally, and then when you are out and alone together, you can confess. I don't think I've ever actually in real life confessed to a boy. Like, I've never had a crush and then been like, I need to tell this man, boy, some of my lifetime it was boy, that I have feelings for them. It was usually like, that boy's pretty hot. And then that would last for about a week, and then I'll be like, what was I thinking? That boy's pretty hot. And I'll be like, no. That boy's pretty hot. And that's all it was. Week after week, just a different dude. And then nobody ever knew. I think I basically crushed on everybody in middle school, probably at one point or another. Love-related confession. Tavares, your 10th year anniversary with Danny. And instead of doing stuff, you're gonna go play hockey? AJ, don't squander your 10th year anniversary. That's like a big deal. Unless she's like out of town or something. It's the grand final. Okay, fine, but then like do something tomorrow. And we'll make sure you have time to do it. I'll purposefully come late to practice tomorrow night so that you can ask her out for that date. How does that sound? You really think I can do this? You just have to ask a question. Whatever follows will at least be an answer. Oh my god, AJ. Hockey is a sport, whereas Danny is a human with feelings. I don't think you can win this argument with years. And then Boggs came along and Mira was like, might as well. And after him, nobody else was left, so she stuck with him. Half of that is factual. He came along and I was like, yeah, alright, why not? And then I liked him a lot. The end. Hockey has feelings too. Hockey just is cold. That's all hockey is. Boggs asked, wanna shack up? No. Actually, wasn't it that I asked you to watch a horror movie? No? I don't know. My memory's not good enough. I can't even remember the date half the time. And we moved the date, like, a bunch, because it technically fell on his birthday. It was a mess. Danny doesn't give me medals if I win? Wait. Danny doesn't give you medals after sex? Sex is a sport, too. There's enough exes. My bangs are driving me nuts today. Should we just pin them up? Mirror Boggs meeting, story time. The meeting was that I went to work. We met in work. Asked her to do something like 10 times, then we bonded over horror movies, and then she said I could borrow one, and then when I went to give it to me, you were like, or you could come over and watch it with me. It's the best movie to like watch people's reactions as they watch it. So I just wanted to see what happened, to be honest. But I enjoyed my time. You're supposed to give medals after sex. Takes notes. Yes, yes. A gold star. A gold star on your chart every time. Mira is smooth. Mira's a smoothie. I literally wasn't intending anything to happen. I was just like, I'm gonna get to watch this guy watch this movie. I don't think anything even happened that night. He left. And then we watched another horror movie with some people. I'm an awkward bean. There's nothing smooth about me. But you liked me right then and there. Yep, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now I'm gonna date this boy, so sucks. Sorry, Boggs. Moving on. I'm all about some... What's his name now? Claude. Tomorrow night, then. The smoothest of smooth. The smoothiest. I'm not a smoothie, though. I'm the awkward bean that sits in the bottom of your coffee. Good man. I'm sure it will go swimmingly. First, I will fuck this guy up. Later, I will fuck this guy. Those are my two MOs. I'm gonna fuck this guy up, and I'm gonna fuck this guy. Or I could drown. You won't drown, Garland. Garland excuses himself with a nervous smile before Claude turns to me expectantly with a mischievous grin. Now, Miro, we will come here early tomorrow to spy on them. We need to scope out a good spot. Spy on them? Of course! We need to make sure that our efforts pay off. I don't think we should. You don't want to see how this all plays out? I mutely shake my head, unable to put my emotions into words. For some reason, I'm imagining myself in Jurian's position. It feels too personal. Claude's likeliness suddenly springs to mind, and I feel my face go hot again. Mira, you've been oddly out of it today. Claude reaches out a hand towards me, then abruptly pulls away. I stare at him as he smiles almost sheepishly. The conversation between us dies, and we return to the margin. Rip conversation. Guys, I don't want to excite you too much, but sometime in this chapter, we're gonna get to bite. We're gonna get to bite somebody. Days pass, and though I did not spy on the conversation between Jurian and Garland, I noticed that Garland has been smiling ear to ear during the practices with Claude recently. Aww. I can only assume that his confession went well. Yes. Oh my god, Paladin. I like this guy. I don't know why I fucking love these little faces so much. They just entertain me. Yes. Sheepish play. I've become Sean Connery. I've become something. A lot of lisps tonight. Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and I lie in bed and I'm restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Jurian and Garland, I'm reminded of the palace, of Fritz. I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? My thoughts darken as I recall the kidnappings. Claude had to save me every single time. He even got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slip out of bed and make my way down to the reception room. The air is cool and no one stops me from standing just outside the margin. I cannot just sit back and do nothing anymore. I have to act. I do not want Claude to get hurt again because of me. Eventually, I see Claude approach. He looks tired and he is moving more slowly than usual, but when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile. Miro, what are you doing out here tonight, love? Love? Instead of darling? That's new. Hello, Claude. His face is dark red again. If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask me for something serious? How could he have known that? I do need to ask something of you. Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here, love. What? Oh, it's not about... never mind. I'm asking if you will be my instructor. For some reason, I seem to have caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few months. What? I want to learn how to use a sword, and I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncharacteristically serious. I'd rather you didn't learn how to use the sword. I don't want you to have to keep protecting me. I don't mind protecting you. I do. Claude shakes his head. Princess, you shouldn't be using swords. Princesses shouldn't be using swords. I love them, Miro. Miro Thuray. What? What happened to your sentence, Seishi? Did I miss a huge part of the game due to chat, or was this entire stream so far just dialogue between two people? There was 3 people. Garland was there for a split second. That totally counts. So far this chapter, it's about the boys. We've targeted our boy, so we're only gonna get this boy. For the most part. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. You are. I do not want to get hurt again when I could do something about it. Teach me, please, Claude. Hey, Celso, welcome! Hello, hello, how are you? Say she had an aneurysm in the mid-sentence. Yes, I did. Send help, am dead. No, say she... I love the little text faces dudes, too. Wow, you really are having a stroke. Once again, he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction, and that is both amusing and endearing. It won't be easy. I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh. Fine, I'll train you. You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords. Thank you. Music to my ears. Meet me in the clearing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What? You said you wanted to train, so we will. Don't expect me to go easy on you. But aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in, and now he wants to train? Already trying to get out of training? I am not. Claude shakes his head, but he is smiling. I'll see you there in a few minutes, love. Guys, he's calling me love. We've evolved our relationship. Moonlight spills through the trees, illuminating the forest with gentle moonlight. Long minutes pass as I stand in the clearing, I begin to feel restless. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injury? I hear rustling in the leaves and turn immediately to see what the disturbance is, but the minute that I do, I am pulled back by a strong force and my world goes dark. Damn, we just got decked. Before I can scream, I hear a gentle voice in my ears. Lesson 1, Miro. When apprehended by an enemy that you can't see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand. The voice is coming from right behind me. Aww. Guys, he's got my whole body. Shouldn't it be his other hand that's bandaged? Maybe not. Claude? I become aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed to his chest like this. Panicking disorients my mind, and panicking disorients the mind. That is why you must remain cool under any circumstance. Even when an anime boy is holding me down? How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Still, I try to force myself to be calm. Wait, his name is spelled Claude? What the fuck? Epic, his first name. His first name is Claude, and the rest of his fucking names spell Karma, which is what he's been going by. But his first, the K stands for Claude. K for Claude. Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guard when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating his weakness with your senses. I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, and I feel a bit easier, but only because I know it's Claude. An opening. I move as quickly as I can, step forward so that I can swing an elbow back into Claude's stomach. Before that happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I could put between us. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth. Oh yeah, we're biting this boy. We're about to bite this boy. I can once again see the forest, but my words are muffled beneath his hand. Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will usually always be stronger than you, Miro. Remember what I said about weakness. Enemies will often let their guard down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have. An opening. An opening. The thought occurs and I glanced around me and then down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this an opportunity or a trick? We're gonna fucking bite him. Don't normal people spell it Claude, though? Fuck, I don't know. There's a dude named Rumple in this game. I don't fucking know. Toad's not rapey. No, it's teaching moment. It's teaching moment. Might as well spell it Claude. That looks like you're spelling clod of dirt. Or clot. Is it clot? I don't know. English is weird. We're biting his hand. I'm going... Huh? Clot? With a T? Okay, clot of dirt. I'm going to feel terrible about this, but I have to try. I try to shift my head to get enough space to bite him, and even Claude... I almost called him Clot. Even Claude cannot hold me down completely still as I squirm. Completely still. Eventually, the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. I kind of bite at the hand that's injured. Unable to do anything else, I mutely shake my head and I hear Claude groan. In one swift motion, he pushes me down to the ground, pinning my hands by my head as he frowns at me. Now I'm going to try and find an opening? I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand. Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that. Ha ha! Paladin. Paladin is so out. He's so out of here. Jury has agreed it's spelled with a T. Clot. I didn't even think of that. But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth. I meant for you to try moving my hand. Pushing back a person's thumb usually causes their grip to loosen. How was I supposed to know that? Experience is the best means of practice, as they say. I have a complaint about that particular lesson, but I withhold it. What? That was a pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in an alleyway, were you? I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he's right. Stacy's all for it. Guys, please express your feelings in tiny emojis. One of my uncles is called Claude? Yeah, but he spells it with a C, doesn't he, AJ? This guy spells it with a K. Which still works, because, like, isn't Klaus spelled with a K? Boggs says dumpster fire. She is very excited and blushing. And that's practically a squee, I think. Classes with a K, correct. Yeah, okay, so I think it's kind of like that, then. Just like a weird variation of it, maybe. You're oddly quiet. It is hard to find an opening to hurt you when you're not really my enemy. He does not move, but continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine. Close enough to what exactly? Oh, girl, you know. Don't even deny it. Text faces, dudes. God, I don't know why I find so much enjoyment in these. Where do you get these? They're called... Whoa, not typing. Cow emoji? Cow emoji? Here you go, AJ. Get you some. They're so cute. Oh, this is a good one. I love using those. I mean, for reasons we don't really need to discuss because it's obvious. Ooh. Paladin, do you have an even better sight? Yes! Yeah, the bear! The bear's in here. Oh my god. Is this guy holding a gun or a fucked up... What is happening in that one? Wait. Now stream is just gonna be me playing with these. I love these so much. I always thought people just made them up. No. No way, Cookie. They're like a combination of Japanese characters and, like other symbols and stuff. What the shit is... What is this one? Oh, that's cute. Guys, look, this one's Adventure Time. Hey, Admiral Brocode, welcome! You had a broken vacuum, then you put a One Direction sticker on it, and suddenly it sucked again. Oh, there's some salt in that one. No. Keeps jumping my mouse when I try to click on these. I enjoy these way too much. Paladin, this site is amazing. Spooby Spooter! That's amazing. This guy is throwing the entirety of Facebook upside down. Aw, Twitch broke it. That's okay. Alright, back to real reading. Mir, do you trust me to protect you? That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself. Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own? No, I want to be able to protect myself because I do not want you getting hurt protecting me. I put another joke earlier, but I think it was too long. Oh yeah, no, I didn't see it at all. I see a robot cat that I missed, though. Apologies for that. Claude leans down and I can feel his hair at my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slow breathing. Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you? Claude pulls away from me. Before I can respond, he's standing again, offering a hand. Let's get started with the sword, then. I pleasantly smile in the back. The pleasant smile is back on his face. I can never tell what he's thinking at times like this. Pew pew! You want to talk about too long? Oh my god, Paladin. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence. Shame on you. Except that's not long at all. That's... You know what? If it's long to you, you just take it. What are you really like, Claude? Dun dun dun. Hell yeah. Thorny Rose. Alright. When I returned to the march-in later that night, my hands are scratched, but I think I might have some bruises on my arms. Claude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me. The joke's at the end, though. Oh, I know. But he did compliment me more than once. Mira, I've hit you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive. Crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I notice the light is still on in the tavern. I see Durian and Garland at a table, speaking to each other and laughing. If Claude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two are still up? They were not even surprised when they turned to face me. Good days like this are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garland knows these little places in town that I've never heard of before. I noticed that Durian is more energetic than usual. Her smile is wider than normal. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. That's a yes. Another drink? Garland leads toward me, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We would never take anything in the march-in without money. Right. Is Durian drunk? Oh no, Princess. Tipsy. It's like a buzz. Fades a lot quicker. Oh. Garland and I watch Durian as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would never have asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it. So you told her? Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. I'll take that as yes. She didn't really realize until much later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that's all it was. Maybe Durian really did need to be told bluntly. What happened? I told her? And? We talked and remembered old times. He sounds like an old man. Yes. Oh, and he held her hand. I noticed Garland flinch ever so slightly, but he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night's not over yet, so he trails off in a hopeful smile. Eh? Before he raises his brows at me. Eh? Gonna get it. What about you and Karma? What about us? I asked him to train me. Train? Princess, you asked him to teach you how to use a sword? What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword. Durian returns to the table, but I'm too tired to properly join the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to be practicing at night. I excuse myself and head upstairs. I'm startled awake by an excruciatingly bright light. And it is momentary, but when it is over, I'm sitting on my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck where I see a second glass slipper with another piece. What? Getting them together counted as a good deed? Fuck yeah, I just need to become a matchmaker. Matchmaker Princess Miro. Gaining titles. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Uh-oh. AJ, what's your other confession? Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space, and then not far from him the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? What's Harry Potter's way to get to the bottom of a hill? Running, JK. Rolling. This is beautiful. Confession, I no longer need to pee. I'm so happy for you, AJ. I make my way slowly over to them. Even back then, you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It's obvious you were tailing me back then. It's only because I was worried about you. Oops. I realized. You really didn't have to follow me, Lan. But I'm glad you did. Lan? Jurian. Oh, shush. Fritz used to call you that, too. Lan is Garland's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see. What are you two talking about? Oh, we were just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me, confused. Well? Well, what? How did your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Jurian's eyebrows quirk and then she laughs. Oh, that. It went well. So well, in fact, that you can see the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Jurian is usually busy taking her rounds at the Marchen with a scowl on her face. She looks much happier being here with Garland, more relaxed. You might even say that we're dating. Yes! Looks like it's news to Garland. Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when one more word, Lan, and I swear I will punch you. The two of them are both blushing now, but the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that two great knights in the Order of Caldria could be so easily undone? Both of them are amusing to watch. The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation that knights all had in the castle. They were talking about how they all had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they all served the king. I had always thought that Jurian and Garland were stoic and honorable. Their only reason for becoming knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind me if I asked the reason that you two became knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for the kingdom. Jurian's father was a living legend in his own right, and he has the medals to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Jurian's face, it is clear to me that she really loves her father. Paladin threw a sparkle! My mother died when I was very young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. I can read you guys, I promise. Lan always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Now I know why. Jurian wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why did you join the Knights, Garland? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garland. Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Jurian's laughter becomes infectious. I feel slight amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But the cold vice cuts through the laughter, and the atmosphere is like a hot blade through ice. Uh-oh. Not in a good mood. Practically lively. Practicing lively. Yeah, my brain is doing good. Could you keep it down over there? I turn and see Claude's eyes, normally so warm or cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl. Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them. I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece of my necklace, another good deed. Claude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. His voice is calm, flat, and lacks any enthusiasm. We broke our boy! What's wrong with him? Claude looks more like a woman in every scene. You think? I think he just knows how to dress up. That felt lackluster and oddly disappointing. A good deed. Congratulations, Princess. You're so close to breaking your curse. What did you get the good deed for? I'm not sure, actually. Maybe it was helping Lan confess? I hear you and Karma went out of your way to help make it happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Damn, dude. Affectionate? Jurian's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl, where Garland looks confused. Jurian looks notably irritated. The shadow is still there on his face. Claude does not look okay at all. We're gonna scold him. We're gonna scold him. Say, fucking stop it. And bitch slap him. He's the most feminine character. Oh, okay. I think not. Did I say think not? Guys, just learn how to speak Miro. Come on, it's easy. Change all the words and nothing makes sense and it's perfect. It doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It isn't like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness. Fine, I apologize. Happy? He looks at me for a few moments, his expression twisted into a definite scowl, but it does not hold long. Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away almost in shame. I'm sorry. This apology sounds real. But still, why do I feel so disappointed? Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from the table. Excuse me. He turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. Luckily, I have my English Miro to Miro English dictionary. Perfect. I wonder what's wrong with him. I think we've been running him too thin because of practice. I don't think it's you two. I get the feeling Claude holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant. And recently, he's getting more and more moody. Princess? I look over at Anise, who's smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom... Mr. Broom makes a reappearance. Hey, Foster! Welcome! You're just in time for Mr. Broom. Mr. Broom is getting kind of restless. Time to sweep, I suppose. Well, maybe a cleaning will help get my mind off things. No, we don't get to see Mr. Broom? Lame. Must be that time of the month for Claude. AJ, you can't blame shit on that. Although I do. No, I'm moody all month. I'm just moody constantly. Google Translate doesn't have that module yet. Soon. The rest of the day goes by slowly. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day, and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights and that attempted to kidnap me. She tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still do not understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alacaster cannot possibly know who I am. Girl, it's Fritz, you dumb bitch. It's Fritz. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I could practice with a sword. I notice that Jurian and Garland look restless too. Garland eventually leaves for patrol, and Jurian remains at the table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try to find Claude. I go to his room, but I find the door is locked. Claude? Karma? Are we training tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? Let the feels make you less grumpy? Am I grumpy? Is he he's grumpy. For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he had to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go to his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. I feel so useless. When Claude did appear in the tavern or out on the town, he had a terrible grimace on his face. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why don't you just ignore me? And I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone, please. Damn. Am I grumpy? I don't think I'm grumpy. I'm not grumpy right now. I really am beginning to worry about him. Maybe we shouldn't have scolded him. That's what the thing said to do. Tonight I'm in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It's been almost a week since Claude started acting strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he really likes dresses, and he told me once he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry? Waltz, do you remember that jewelry store where Karma is? I don't go there very often, so unfortunately, no. Princess, is this a good deed? What you're doing right now. Do you think it would be a good deed? Good deeds need to be selfless, right? Generally, yes. And I doubt this will count as selfless. I'm doing this to cheer Karma up. That sounds pretty selfless. But it is also so that he will go back to teaching me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. I've heard that Karma has been teaching you how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Because I want to be able to protect myself, and it's not like I can use magic, or at least sword fighting gives me an advantage. I'm sorry, princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. Damn, look at all those emotes. Almost a week. Dang, this dude has a long ass... Jesus, AJ. Isn't that how long they typically are anyway? AJ, I'm surprised that you've had a wife for 10 years and you don't know how this works. PMS is the week before periods. But on my 18th birthday, when you become the Tannerbrim Bear, you'll be able to use magic, and I'll instruct you if you want me to. That would be nice. Though, that doesn't solve my current problem. What would cheer Claude up? Walt starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him confused. Karma's important to you, isn't he? He's my partner, and he's helped me. He's also been patient with me, and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him. I'm glad, princess, that he's your friend. My friend. Claude does not feel like a friend. He feels like something else. Oh, princess, is this the one you were searching for? Claude points to a peddler sporting different kinds of jewelry, and I instantly make my way towards it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel like myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I cannot afford any of this. Maybe we should do our errands first, then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores. But if I don't give Claude a gift today, I might not be able to give it to him tonight. We'll run errands first. He feels like a big brother, that's what he is. He does kind of, in a way. Walt has a good point. We might find something while we do our errands, and then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Claude above everyone else. We spend a few hours gathering supplies needed for the tavern, and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift. Princess, I can hold more of those bags for you. I'm fine, I'm used to carrying lots of things. Does Karma make you carry them around? Maybe. Princess, you should really tell him off. He does a lot of other things for me, but next time I think I will. So long as he gets out of his room sometime soon. I really hope he does. Hey, princess? But now that Claude is now the problem is finding something that he will like. What does Claude like? What does this boy like? Other things. Princess. There's no reason for you to shout. Walt shakes his head at me, but he's smiling. Let me offer you a deal. A deal? If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you. You earn money from your puppet shows? I get tipped. So what do you say? I won't go easy on you, though. Yes, I'll help you. Why do you seem so surprised? I was just thinking that everyone's right. You really have changed, princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea. What? HA, you really don't know. You really don't know how this works. Claude like people like Claude? Wow, you guys have digressed as humans. I know I can't speak, but your intelligence is fleeting. Better go watch a different streamer. Somebody doing math, perhaps. Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I have done the same for him. I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you were buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from admirers isn't the same thing as you getting him something. He receives gifts from admirers? For a few moments, I think about that woman who chased us in town a few weeks ago, and I feel an unpleasant stab in my heart. Small things. A man will treat him to dessert every so often. I saw it a lot when we ran errands together. See, that's where you're wrong. You think we were smarter before. Okay, alright, fair point. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man. What? Without killing the man? Killing the man it's dramatic, but it sounds like Karma. He punched Rumple when he asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but then gets angry when people fall for it. He's such a child. You know how he is. He doesn't like to be flirted with. Waltz, do you know anything else about Karma's curse? His curse? Well, he never really talks about it. Claude may seem even more stubborn than me, if he's not letting anyone help him with his curse. Wait. Wait, what? What, AJ? What do you got to say? Waltz and I continue our search for a gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive, and he'll just put me to work on another day by helping him with puppets. Return to the jewelry peddler we found earlier. Hello, madam, sir. What can I help you with today? Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry? The man refers to a box with different rose-shaped earrings. Does he have pierced ears? Oh my god, AJ, yes. Have you not been to any of the streams that feature this game? Karma is deliberately dressing up to be disguised as a woman. Yes. Yes. So, Karma is this hot dude, and his curse is that women are, like, zombify attracted to him wherever he goes. Not paid attention to anything. Okay, pay attention now, AJ. Look at me. Look at me. These women, like, follow him around and just, like, chase him down the street and shit. So to counteract it and be able to, like, go out in public, he pretends to be a woman and uses, like, a potion to change his voice and puts on a dress and, like, puts on makeup and shit so that these women will back the fuck off because he kept getting in trouble with, like, married women and shit. Here's background noise while I chat. Did you look at me? Did you look me in the eyes, AJ? Anyway, so that's what he's up to. So, yes, he purposefully looks like a woman. But he's very much so a man. You did look me in the eye? Good. Very good. He then shows me a necklace I realize blatantly. That is if I am searching for something for Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, before a little rose catches my attention in the back of the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one? It's our simple rose pendant, ma'am. It comes with a chain, but can also be pinned to the chest. The man takes it out in the display so that I can look at it. Aw, how pretty. How pretty shiny! A potion, also known as hard liquor. No, it's something that Parfait gives him, some sort of magical voice transformation bullshit. Because apparently his voice is also super sultry and sexy, which I can't portray because you just get this voice. Wait, so why do we love Karma? Did we fall for his curse? No, we didn't fall for his curse. The game, so there's 5 dateable boys, and the game said, I'm sorry, you can only have 3 of them to begin with. And then I was like, well, one of these dudes is our brother, so that's weird, fuck that. One of these dudes is obnoxious as shit, so fuck that. So we were left with Karma, is basically, I wanted the other 2 dudes we couldn't have, but we couldn't have them, so we're stuck with Karma. It's fine, don't worry about it. He cannot handle the strongest potions. You cannot have my potions, potion seller. 5 dateable boys, but is one of them a good boy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if any of the boys are good boys. Because Karma's a cross-dresser. One's our stepbrother, so that's weird. Rumple is way creepy. He's like he comes on too strong. Fritz might actually be evil boy, I'm not sure. And Waltz looks like a child, so that's like borderline pedophilia. Even though he's older, he has the Peter Pan curse, so he looks like a child. This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers into the pendant. I realize it can also open. Oh yes, you can put something small inside of it. This is perfect. I look at the price tab. After making sure it's not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays the additional fee, and then we walk back to the merchant together. No relation, so it's all good. Stepbrother's okay. Oh my god. I mean, I guess. I'm gonna eat this small oat cube. Because it's here. It's a bad idea to eat something when you have to read the game. It's oats that have been put into a cube via chocolate. You're not wrong, Epic. You're not wrong. Welcome back, Lauren. How are you? Yay, non-Tomb Raider or PUBG. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, if you want dating sims, I got you. No Tomb Raider here. What does it mean, roll tide? What does that mean, though? I didn't even know that. And I've lived, like, semi-close to Alabama. Add it to my lexicon. Yeah, it's definitely a semi-joking reputation. When we return to the Marchen, I go to my room and tuck the locket in a drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as I expected, Claude is not downstairs today either. Oh. It's because the only sports team in Alabama is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Interesting. Baxorn, how are you? Oh yeah, I gather you're tired of Tomb Raider. Crimson Tide, heh. Jurian and Garland have taken to training with each other, though they seem agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurried to my room, where I write a few words on a piece of paper and put it into the locket. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead in heartfelt thanks. Aw, that's super cute! I hold the locket tightly in my hand and start towards Claude's room. Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving a gift. I pause at Claude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure it's okay if I just go in. I open the door to Claude's room, which thankfully is not locked, and step inside. Claude is sitting motionless in front of his mirror, shoulders slumped as he stares at his own reflection. That's not weird. You mostly appreciate that I play indie games, otherwise chillin' to No Man's Sky. Nelson Mandela School, really epic? That's what you got out of that abbreviation? No Man's Sky, my dude. He's shirtless, and there's that tattoo. It seems different. Claude does not notice me at first. I notice his hand goes to his tattoo over his chest, and I hear him heave a heavy sigh. So, let me remember the tale of Beauty and the Beast. Isn't it that there's a time limit that the Beast has to try to fix his curse, right? So, he doesn't end up fixing it by, like, the time the last rose petal falls or something like that, and that means his death. So I wonder if his tattoo is falling apart, because he's not fucking finishing what he has to do. Yeah, until the last petal drops off the rose. Guy traps girl in his kitchen? What? I don't think that's how it works. That's not how I remember that story. If anything, he traps it in the library. Claude does not notice me at first, and I notice his hand goes to his tattoo over his chest. I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly, I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that's when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first, it is just shock on his face, then suddenly anger. Uh-oh. Again, why do you do this to me, Miro? Oh. This one. I came to give him something, but I also want to speak with him. I haven't seen Claude in a while. Why? Why? Because you've been doing everything by yourself lately? You've come to complain? No, I want to check on you. Princess, can you not read a mood? You could have, at the very least, knocked. Oh boy. He's a troubled bean. In no time at all, Claude is suddenly right in front of me, his hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door. His face is so close, his expression so fierce, that I cannot even bring myself to think of a way out. The one thing I can do is stare at him levelly. Is that the thirst look? I think that's the why the fuck are you in my room look. The only thing I can do is stare at him levelly without getting angry, without crying. I will not show any weakness. Why? Why aren't you struggling or screaming at me? That's what the mirror that I know would do. Then you don't know me as much as you think you do. And you don't know nothing about me. You don't... That's not English. And you don't know anything about me. I barely have a retort prepared when I stop, realizing that he is right. I barely know anything about him. No, I don't. But I'd like to. Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business? We're partners. That's the only reason. It has to be. I am supposed to help you, so why do you keep secrets from me? Help me. His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Claude, I want to help you. In the silence that descends between us, I find that I cannot help but look at Claude's tattoo. It has thorns twirling around the rose. It is beautiful, but also seems so lethal. When I glance at Claude again, he looks crestfallen, his eyes glittering like he might be on the verge of tears. Hold on, I gotta Google crestfallen. What kind of emotion is crestfallen? Well, I can't spell. Wow, I fucked that up like 16 different ways. Sad and disappointed. Crestfallen. How extreme. Means sad. What a lovely way to say sad. Looks a bit rapey. Probably only because his shirt's off. You don't know nothing about me. New Yorker slang. Don't cry, Karma. It's okay. Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would, but I can't. And you bursting into my room without notice only makes it harder. Harder for what? Princess, you can't imagine what this feels like. What is he talking about? And that woman. I thought we were meant to be. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's dissect this. Let's dissect this. Did he like Jurian? And then was mad when Jurian and Garland got together? Did he think Jurian was gonna break his curse? And then she's not because she's gonna be with Garland? Oh, this poor boy. How do you feel today? Oh, I'm kind of crestfallen today. He mad jelly. Oh, shit. She was so lovely. Her smile as bright as the sun. Claude's eyes were far away. Then why? Never again. But then you ruined everything. You cut me down like... Oh, man. Oh, shit. I pushed my hands against Claude's chest, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any of this. If I've ruined everything, then I'll just leave, and you can have all the time in the world to yourself then. The locket I brought to him burns in my hand, and I end up throwing it at his feet. Mira, wait. I ignore him and run from the room. Oops. When I return to my room, I lock the door. I feel too hollow inside for tears. It hurts to breathe when I think of Claude. I eventually manage to fall asleep, but only have snatches of restless dreams when my eyes finally close. Claude's eyes were far away from each other. Cross-eyed fuck. They were a little bit spaced. Mother, are you and Father in true love, like in fairy tales? I thought I forbid you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? No, Mother. I overheard someone in the palace talking about them today. Then I shall have to find the person and make sure that they know what an appropriate topic of conversation in the palace is. But Mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Do you think I can fall in love, in true love with a prince? Dearest one, true love does not exist. But the love between your mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replaced with anything else. All other kinds of love are an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Oh, Paladin, don't cry. Do you understand me, my heart? Yes, Mother. Was she naked? Was she shirtless just then? Closing in on the end, boys. Keep your stand straight, Princess. Jurian gives me a warning, but too late on purpose. I can see the smile on her face as she effortlessly slides past my defenses and taps me on the shoulder with her wooden sword. I got you. Again. For the last few days, I have been practicing with Jurian and Garland because Claude still won't come out of his room. The knights offered to train me, and right now they are teaching me about ways to hold a sword. This is slow, but Claude did tell me I wouldn't be able to master the sword quickly. Claude. He makes me so angry that one day... Got you. Got you. He makes me so angry that one day I could not even properly give him my gift. Yet I still feel sad about that he is not teaching me himself. Come on, Princess, focus. I jolt out of my reverie and nod to Jurian. Focus intensifies. I had to some of this isn't actually in English and I have to mold it to be proper. Read this sentence on your own and tell me that's not a disaster. I still feel sad that he... Oh no, wait, that's the wrong sentence. Here it is. He made me so angry that one day that I could not even properly give him my gift. I've never seen Miro think so hard about something. Look, I had to put my thinking cap on for a second. He made me so angry that one day that I could not even properly give him... It, like, needs a comment or a comma or something. It doesn't make sense, though. That one day is the clause. Well, it needs some fucking commas. You put commas around your clause so that it makes sense in people's minds. It's a good sentence. He made me so angry that one day, comma, that I could not even properly give him his gift. That's all it needs. It broke my brain. Cap, that was entire thinking Spaceballs helmet? Oh. Not my thinking cap. My thinking Spaceball helmet. It's actually fine with that. Fuck you guys. It was a bad sentence. Thanks, AJ. Thanks for those commas. Thank you. Perfect. Fixed. Brilliant. Okay, he's not teaching me himself. Come on, princess, focus. I jolt out of my reverie and nod at Jurian. Okay. I ready myself for her next strike and once again get tapped, this time on the hip. It was weirdly put together and long. AJ's sentence or the other sentence? The actual sentence. Garland takes over after Jurian, and then we do rounds where I try to hit them with certain strikes. They're both good at teaching, but it does not feel the same as Claude's instructions. His lessons seemed less like they were out of a book. The game one. Okay. Don't worry, princess, it always starts out slow. Lan was just as slow at training, but look at him now. Garland whips his head around in Jurian's direction, his face turning deep red. This poor boy. Weirdly put together and long sounds like a condition that should be seen by a doctor. Yeah, I have a Frankensteinitis. I'm strangely long and weirdly put together. Jurian, that nickname. But you're so much fun to tease, Lan. She beams at him and then laughs at his embarrassed face. Our practice goes on for a few more minutes before the knights tell me to wrap up for the night. I think I'm going to stay here for a little bit. We got a cat. We got a cat. This is my one true love right here. You gotta go because you have to do things. Actual things. AJ, is it hockey? Is it hockey things? And Falstra's off to work. Okay, goodbye, Falstra. Have a good day at work. Thank you for stopping in. And bye, AJ. Good luck being an adult. You're missing the cat. The cat says bye as well. I hope you guys have a good day. Hockey is tomorrow. Okay, fine. Poor Bago. She'll never love you like Cappy. This poor cat. I'm not used to sleeping with animals in the bed, just because for my entire childhood that was never a thing. So this poor bean tries to sleep with me, and I always just end up kicking him literally off the bed, like this morning, and I feel really bad about it. But I'm half dead. I don't know what's happening. God, you need a bath or something, you fluffy thing. Use your commas, AJ. Okay. Alright, maybe I can get around this cat to get this mouse. Alright. Princess, you know, it's dangerous out here at night. If I don't return in 10 minutes, you can come back and check on me. Jurian seems unconvinced, but she eventually nods. Fine, but keep your guard up, princess. I watch the two knights as they head back. Garland puts his arm around Juliet's waist, pulling her closer. Aww, I love them together. Sweet things. I turn away from the sight, ignoring the heavy feeling in my stomach. Call PETA? Why are we calling PETA? I don't purposefully kick him. Oh my god, you're eating yourself, buddy. Gross. Ew. His fur is too long for him to lick. Like, he has fur here that he tries to lick, and he, like, is too long for him to reach. And it mostly just ends up stuck in his mouth. You poor thing. You need a brushing. And now you also need a napkin. Anybody who has long-haired cats can probably relate. Okay, goodbye. No, we're just gonna sit here. We're just gonna sit here. Your cat got her own bedroom. Has an extra crapper and food in it. She stays in there the entire night and doesn't fuck with shit around the house. That's a great idea. Give your cat a bedroom. My cat's good during the night mostly now. All you're getting is cat neck. Put your face back in the camera. He's washing his face. It is bath time. Oop. 'Tis bath time, huh? I'll practice the swings for 5 more minutes. The only thing I hear in the clearing while I practice is my shallow breathing and the wind in my ears. Something breaks my concentration, however. I see a glimmer of color in the forest and I instantly stop, my hands growing tense on my wooden sword. What was that? I glance around my surroundings and then I freeze as I feel a hand on my shoulder. I could feel someone's breath on my neck. This feels familiar. Is it Claude? Oh shit. Destroy him! I'm pretty sure I recognize Claude's hands, but because I know it's him, I'm also pretty sure I know what he wants me to do. I duck away from his hand and turn quickly to point my sword. The tip of the wood is at his neck, and for a few stunned moments, I think I've won. Even Claude looks surprised. She has her own single-sized bed, even. Cappy used to have that. I had a twin bed that I used before I moved in with Boggs, that I kept for Cappy, but when we moved, we got rid of it. And then you have to help them get it out of their mouth. Yeah, exactly. That's always a task with long-haired cats. Exactly. Yes, Seishi, you get it. These poor little things can't even take care of themselves. My cat got her own bedroom. Oh, no, I already read that. Yeah. What are you shooting at me, Paladin? It's really him. But then Claude's hands are moved, and he has one hand over my wrist and the other on my sword. Good, Miro. You realized that you had an opening, but you broke your concentration. Claude. Claude removes his hands, allowing me to lower my sword. I'm sorry, Miro. I feel my breath catch in my throat. When Claude holds out the rose pendant I got for him, I feel my cheeks flush. Oh no, does he not like me back? I think we're gonna get the bad ending. You accidentally left this beautiful thing in my room when I came to return it. Return it? Yeah, you left it in my room, so I thought it was only appropriate to bring it back to you. Does he really think I left it there on accident? Why would I leave it in your room on accident? What? I brought it for you. I wanted to give it to you, but you were acting so strangely, and... Claude's eyes widen, the surprise is clear on his face. Miro, you bought this for me? Why does he look so shocked? Claude looks at me in awe for a few moments. His eyes go back and down to the locket. He traces a finger on the intricate shape, his eyebrows slowly furrowing. I can't see chat because there's a cat butt in the way. We want the bed ending, not the bad ending? Oh my god. We can make it. Oh, it's a sword! Oh. It's poking you with his little stick. It's to thank you for everything that you've done for me. Miro. This is beautiful. He lets the chain fall through his fingers as he stares at the rose pendant with adoration. I feel my heartbeat stutter as he turns to regard me with the same gentle smile. Oh, he got closer. He leans forward and my breathing stops as he reaches out to hold my glass slipper necklace. He's standing so close to me. Are you guys getting like ASMR cat bath right now? Because he's just licking himself literally on top of the microphone. Buddy, can you take your bath elsewhere? No? Okay, no cat ASMR, good. Because that would be a horrible noise. Don't hear anything. Oh, he's leaving now because I touched his tail. God forbid anybody touch his tail. He's standing so close to me. You really are a good person, Miro. You've completed your second good deed. I think some kind of congratulations is ordered. Is there anything you want that I can give to you? I look up at him and notice Claude's smile doesn't reach his eyes. He still looks so sad. I feel like there is so much that I want to tell Claude, but I do not want to ask for something that might make him sad. We want a hug. Huh? Claude looks at me in surprise. He thinks I am being foolish for making such a request, doesn't he? But I shouldn't have said anything. D? We want the D? Is that our request? He leans forward and smells of garlic. Vampire, burn him! But before I can say anything else, Claude takes a step forward and wraps his arms around me. He pulls me towards him, and in that moment of silence, all I can hear is the heartbeat resounding in his chest. I can feel his warmth all around me and his fingers clasped gently at my back. I feel so strange. My heart is racing and my knees feel weak. Something like this? He speaks right into my ear. It is a surprisingly pleasant feeling. Suddenly Claude makes a noise of distress as he steps away from me. Oh, what kind of noise? What kind of noise would somebody make in distress as they let go of a hug? That was not his heartbeat that was pulsing? Oh my god. You guys are a bunch of dirty birds. All the warmness that was pressed against me one moment ago is gone. Somebody clip that? Please do not. Please don't ever keep that. Hey, Julie, welcome! You totally just missed the best noise to ever come out of my mouth. I'm sure Seishi will clip it. Karma suddenly stops, eyes wide. He puts his hand on his chest and takes a sharp step away, his fingers clutching the fabric of his shirt. Oh no, his heart. His rose, it hurts him. How are you, Julie? How's it going? Did you play more Vulgar Boy today? Did you enjoy it? I still need to play that game. That counts as a visual novel, right? We can play that one after this one. Or maybe 999 first. I'll put up a poll. Oh god, he's gonna die. We're killing our boy. Claude has a pained expression on his face, only making me more anxious. Not now. Claude, are you okay? What's wrong? Mira, don't worry about it. He lowers his hand with a pained smile slowly fading from his face. This does little to reassure me. Was it my fault that you were locked in your room for so long? He just looks so pained to be anywhere near me. No, most definitely not. I was feeling under the weather, and also bitter. Bitter? Why would he feel bitter? But it's not for you to worry about, darling. Oops. Fuck me. Every time. I did. We just stopped for the day. My roommates are super into it. Oh, you guys are all playing it together? That's so cute. Wait, so you're back at school, but you guys haven't, like, started your term yet? Is that what's going on? My sweet, sweet Vulgar Boy. His first boner? Not quite. I'm pretty sure he said that he had, like, multiple girlfriends. Like, he was a player. So, he definitely knows how that works. For now, we should head back. It's late, and you need to rest. I just got back from patrol, so I would like to rest as well. Is there anything I can do for you? No, sweet Miro. You've already done enough for me. He clutches the rose locket to his chest and sighs out a little with a gentle smile. The smile feels real to me. This is a beautiful gift. I'll always treasure it. Thank you, Miro. Braggers usually brag, yeah? Now, shall we head back? I nod at him as we silently walk back to the margin. There you go, Julie. There you go. No, we started. This is the first week. Okay, so, like, it's syllabus week. When we make it back to the tavern, I feel tired, but also lighter than I have for weeks. Not Seishi, Jesus. Julie, are you going to enjoy your classes this semester? I don't think you've talked about what you have. Claude wishes me a good night before I slowly walking off to his room, holding the rose locket I gave him tightly. Today I'm walking around town to do errands with Claude. It has been quite some time since we've done this. Though we are here to run errands, there's also something else that drew me to town today. Yesterday, Waltz came back to the margin and told us of an announcement the king was making today. Apparently that announcement had been posted for at least a week's time, but Waltz had only caught on to it after hearing it from the crowds after one of his puppet shows. I'm not sure what this announcement entails, but I feel like I need to see the king and make it with my own eyes. I can see more people milling about than usual, which means most of them must be waiting for the king to speak. Waltz backed. My class names are so extra. You guys ready for this shit? Oh my god, yes, Julie. Give me your extra classes. I have a bad feeling about this. It feels so sudden. Okay. And with everything else that's happened to me, I feel on edge. Wow, Miro, these bags sound a lot lighter than... You made these bags sound a lot lighter than they usually be. Stop complaining, Karma. You get a valuable experience out of carrying bags. Seeing Claude campaigning is amusing, especially since I know he can handle the load. I feel like a servant. What does that make me when you've made me carry all those bags before? Takes off pants, ready when you are. Jesus. An assistant? I roll my eyes at him. We were both working at the Martian, you know. And then the thought strikes me. What do you even do with the Martian? Claude looks surprised at my question, then quickly smiles at me. I train the knights, of course. I also attract customers with my beautiful reputation. Alright. Julia's taking visualizing the macabre and divine. Oh my god, that's extra. Illustrating beyond the page the narrative experience. The culture in context renaissance in the modernity? Is that how you say that? Interesting. I rather like visualizing the macabre and divine. That sounds amazing. It's the most artsy-fartsy class I've ever seen. My art classes were like painting 1, painting 2, drawing 1, wood shop for dummies, basically. You weren't kidding. Those are incredible classes, Julie. Also, I have a cat back. I have little kitten. He likes the cheek scritches. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And this cheeky too. Oh, yes. That's the best shit. Oh, yes. This is what we come here for. Feels amazing, man. Feels great. I start laughing, and Claude's face flushes. Darling, I get the feeling that you're laughing at me. I wonder... We finish up the rest of our errands before we sit down at the plaza to rest. Claude leaves briefly, and then returns with a slice of cake for both of us to share a snack. Why are you licking me right now? Am I delicious? I have a lot of things I want to ask him, and now feels like the right time to do so. May I ask you a question? Oh, you guys are getting the back of the head. You guys are getting the back of the head. He's dissing you. And it's time for more bath. Of course, darling, anything. Do you enjoy dressing like a woman? I don't mind it, really. I appreciate the beauty in anything. You girls get to wear quite an assortment of lovely dresses and makeup. It's quite beautiful. I feel more comfortable in my own clothes, but I don't mind dresses. I guess if you had to wear a dress for so long you'd get used to it. I have another question. And what would that be? When I was in your room the other day, you spoke about a woman. Were you talking about the witch who cursed you? No, the woman I was talking about... He suddenly goes silent and lowers his head. His expression fades into something more melancholy, and I feel my heart lurch. Every cat has a murder face? That's what makes them cute? He always has murder face. It's like his... You know how girls have, like, resting bitch face? My cat has resting murder face. Wait, are we romancing Karma? Yes, Julie. We kind of got pushed into it because there were only 3 out of the 5 boys we were allowed to pick. We couldn't have Waltz or Fritz. So, I didn't want to go with Rumpel, and I didn't want to go with our stepbrother because that shit's weird. So we ended up with Karma. He suddenly goes silent, lowers his head, his expression fades into something more melancholy. I feel my heart lurch. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. To my surprise, Claude continues talking. Shortly after I came to Angeal, there was a woman that I met whose smile was as radiant as sunshine. She was beautiful, and when she laughed, everything felt right with the world. Hearing him talk about her makes me uncomfortable. Am I jealous? Claude watches me quietly, as if we are measuring my expression. Julie, you missed his full name. You missed the reveal of his full name. It's like Claude... It's Claude something, and it's like 5 names, and they all together make the acronym of Karma. His name is, like, more extra than your fucking classes. It's incredible. Claude watches me quietly, as if measuring my expression. Eventually, he goes back to speaking. I knew her for many months. Times passed, and I thought we were truly in love. And then He goes silent for a few moments. His eyes distracted, his expression pained. Hey, Cosmo! Welcome, how are you? Well, I thought I was gonna miss your stream. Have we married Fizz yet? Wait, that's not his name. We have not married Karma yet. Well, some things happened and I realized that she only loved me because of my curse. She was drawn to me just as any other woman is. She seemed so genuine in comparison to the other women, but in the end, Claude trails off and lets out an exasperated sigh. You were truly in love with her? I was. I've dated many women, but I've never fallen in love with someone who has honestly loved me back. So then, the last person that he loved was that woman. Claude looks at me for a few moments and does not speak. Mira, do you mind if I ask you a question? No, I don't mind. Have you ever loved anyone? My mother, of course. I was referring to a romantic kind of love. Ho ho! Romantic kind of love. What does that kind of love feel like? Allow me to enlighten you. He smiles at me, and it is surprisingly genuine. I feel simultaneously like floating and sinking. Your heart's... Oh. Never mind, I get it. Hold on. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. I have to reach over the cat. This is a hardcore maneuver. Okay. So Karma is their drag name? No, Karma was just like his normal nickname because he had 15 fucking names and he was like, I'm too extra, I need it to just be one name. It can feel like simultaneously floating and sinking. Your heart stutters and you worry about the small things and offending this other person in some way. You wonder if they'll like what you're wearing, or if they would prefer a sandwich to casserole, or when you treat them for dinner. You begin to feel beauty in all of the things that they do. Their presence makes you feel complete in a way that you never thought before. You try to imagine life without that person and you find that you cannot. You even consider such a thing to be painful, so much so that it feels like it might break your heart. Claude continues talking, but my mind is already whirling. Though he has he phrases things in a way that still feels unnecessarily dramatic. I feel a tinge of familiarity. Obsessive stalking is love? No. I think we should call them by their first name every time. Claude, you mean? Instead of Karma? Ooh. The things he's describing, those are the things I feel when I am with him. Before I can say anything, we hear a sound of hooves and both of us turn. We can see a procession of knights along with the king on his horse. He normally rides into town like this, but today he's not smiling and there are way too many knights riding around him. And is that Sir Alcaster? Ooh, he finally has a face! Sir Alcaster! The man that's going to throw the coup. Yes, call Karma by his full name every time. I wish I could remember it so I could tell you. I don't remember his full name. He had eyes. He even had eyes. Claude, yes, thank you, Paladin. Claude Aldrich Rinaldi Matthews Almonte. That was his full name. Claude Aldrich Rinaldi Matthew Almonte. So fucking extra. Let us go find a place to stand and watch. As you wish. Claude walks me into the crowd gathering around the king, and we find a spot to spectate at the very edge, closer to the alleyways. Oh, it's Papa! My beloved citizens of Angeal, I have come before you today to make an important announcement. Ever since I was given this crown, I have sworn to live my life for the people, to rule in all fairness so that the kingdom could enjoy a great peace. The crowd breaks into applause. Hooray! You did your job. I stare at the king, an uneasy feeling in my stomach when I notice that there is sadness in his eyes, though he is smiling. Then I notice Sir Alcaster appears to be hiding a smile. I don't like where this is going. The king's speech goes on for a long minute after that, and he finally, with him detailing the commitments he's made, the goals he's set, and finally his love for the people. The audience around us claps and cheers, and Claude and I are silent. Something is not right. I nod in response. To this day, I have kept this promise, and I would never break this oath, for it is the foundation on which I rule. The audience claps, but I am silent, watching the king intently. Unfortunately, the unwelcome news that I must bring you all today gives me reason to hand this foundation over to someone else. I have fallen terminally ill. Oh shit. The king's proclamation is met with shocked and angry chattering from the audience. I cannot hear anything that is being said over the cacophony of voices, but I know that the audience is dissenting. Can I file a noise complaint for a noisy bird dying? What? There's a bird dying? I stiffen as I stare at the king. He's lying. I can tell by the firm set of his jaw and the way that his eyes flicker across the crowd faster than they ought to. The king has lied to me so many times before that I can recognize when he does it. I know this is unfortunate news must come as a shock, but this is an illness for which there is no cure. As for the question of my successor, he trails off for a few moments, and I think I can see something in his eyes at the hint of urgency, but I'm not sure why. Crown Princess Emmeline is unmarried and still too young to rule on her own. I feel a pang of irritation and confusion. Another lie. Emmeline could rule just fine with the help of Sir Mithros and the others. After much thought, I've come to the conclusion that our kingdom, which still continues to face danger from the witches, is best to be put in the capable hands of the commander of the Order of Caldria, Sir Alcaster. Bitch! Fucking? JK, no F? King? Fucking king? Wait, what? False F has been used? Oh, you thought he was gonna die, but he's not really gonna die. Got it. I think the illness is a quick execution once the throne has been abdicated? Maybe. What? I cannot hide my shock. The rest of the audience reacts similarly, their sudden outburst a testament to their confusion. While I will be providing support and assistance from the sidelines, I cannot, in all good grace, continue to wear this crown when I know that I cannot serve the people as they deserve. Simply put, I believe that the witches have gained their power in these recent months, and Sir Alcaster is best suited to deal with these conflicts. The Fairytale Curse runs more rampant these days, and there have been more reports of incidences involving magic. The murmuring continues, except now the townsfolk sound panicked. This cannot be true. I do not miss the reluctance in the king's next words. Sir Alcaster has also suggested a number of remedies to our laws, especially the one considering our security and work hours. I believe that Sir Alcaster can rule this country in these turbulent times. Please show him all the love and loyalty that you have shown me. That bastard. Claude has a foul expression on his face. His words feel heavy and even in a low whisper. I know the king. He takes every duty upon himself and would never hand the crown down to somebody else. Sir Alcaster comes to stand on the podium. He silences them with a glare. Citizens of Angeal, I swear to you that I will serve you as well as Gennaro has. That being said, I also believe some changes will need to be made. Sir Alcaster continues to speak. He mentions things like curfew and safety, extended work hours, and additional taxes to go towards the knights. But I am slowly beginning to block out the drone of his voice. What's going on? Sir, no, Alcaster must have done something to force the king into this charade. The king stands behind Alcaster with his hands clasped, his eyes alert, but there is a helplessness to him that I've never seen before. It isn't long before the crowd's unsettled murmuring begins to be an agitated whisper. I am stunned when Claude cups his hand over his mouth and starts shouting. There's only one king! King Gennaro! Claude grips my hand and starts leading me around the outskirts of the people cannot spot him as he continues to shout. The crowd begins to chant along with Claude, and they draw near to the stage where my father and Alcaster are standing. There is only one king, King Gennaro! There's only one king! Long live the one king! Sounds like your typical totalitarian ruler. Yeah, a little bit. Hostages? What? If graphic novels had the same standards as actual novels before releasing them, I don't think these would have ever been released. You mean you mean visual novels? What Julie said. Let's go, Miro. The crowd is right next to the platform now, and the chant carries on. Claude pulls me behind him. My mind is on my father and on his desperate eyes. Hours later, the Martian Tavern is chaotic. People are talking over each other, trying to relay the scene about what they saw in town today. Every visitor here has talked about what they witnessed. I've been in the corner of my room the entire time, trying to understand everyone but failing. Delora and Parfait are not here to calm all of this chaos. Hey, princess, how are you feeling? I almost jump when I hear Rumpel's voice. Surprised? I can feel when a damsel is in distress, milady. Yeah, visual novels, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, these probably should have been spell checked, but at the same time, this is a free-to-play game, so this is really bitching for a free-to-play game. I'm not really in the mood for your flirting, Rumple. My apologies, I thought you might have wanted some cheering up. Where's your partner? He went out of town to survey the situation. Karma doesn't do anything around the tavern, but he does a whole lot for you, doesn't he? I suppose that's the least a man in love can do. I feel myself blush. What is Rumple going on about? Princess, you're pink. I am not. My mind feels all scrambled now. This is all Rumple's fault. Rumple, you bastard. Thankfully, before Rumple could continue talking, the doors open and Delora walks inside to call all the Martian boarders to the reception room. Family meeting! Fucking Rumpy. Fucking Rumpy. When I step into the reception room, I'm surprised to see two familiar figures standing beside Parfait. Emmeline and Rod. Both of them look downtrodden and discouraged. Everyone is noticeably shocked as they step inside. The prince and the princess, where did they come from? What's happening at the palace? What of Queen Ophelia? We need silence in the room, everyone. Delora raises her voice, effectively causing everyone to pause. She glances at Parfait, who nods and turns to look at Rod and Emmeline. Princess Emmeline, if you would tell everyone what you told Delora and I. The room is unnaturally quiet as Emmeline begins her story. She starts with the events of 1 week ago. In the middle of family dinner, Alcaster bursts in with his soldiers, seized her, Rod, and Ophelia in front of the king. Sir Alcaster said that if the king didn't hand over the crown, he would kill us. He had no idea a coup would be staged. The three of them were taken to prison cells, with Ophelia taken to a separate cell. Sir Fitzgerald helped us escape, but only just barely. Fritz, why are you openly disobeying your father? I hope that he is safe. Oh yeah, that's right. Alcaster is Fritz's dad. That's right. Oh shit. Half of the characters in this game have eyes like they've been blazing 24/7. I mean, aren't you? It's the beginning of the La Resistance. Alcaster wanted to kill the king. I'm sure that he still will. But he has no reason to do so. The king has already handed over his crown. I speak before even realizing everyone stares at me, including Rod and Emmeline. Alcaster is a foul man. I only think he usurped the throne now without violence because he wants less resistance from the people. He never spoke up to my father before. Did you just say father? It's a long story, Em. Emmeline looks between Rod and I, her expression confused. You know each other? We do. Emmeline looks like she wants to say something but remains silent. Well, now we know she can't be a witch because she doesn't remember, right? Our mother is still inside the palace. We need to save her somehow. And Sir Fitzgerald, what happened to Fritz? We don't know. He helped us escape, but he was spotted at the last minute. He told us to run ahead and leave him behind. We didn't see him again after that, and we couldn't just wait, so Rod brought me here. Right now, we need to piece together the situation as quickly as we can, and then we need to figure out a way to save the king. I knew Alcaster was up to something, but I never thought it would escalate to this. Jurian, what did you know about this? Garland and I weren't stripped of our titles because we were disobeying Alcaster's orders. It was because we overheard Alcaster plotting something and tried to tell the king of his plot. We gave him a warning, but the king did not believe us, not with Alcaster and Mythos whispering in his ears. Dumb bitch. The king didn't think Alcaster was possible such a betrayal. He thought we were trying to turn him against Alcaster for our own game. A pitchfork with a bitch face? What? Oh, what's a pitchfork? A pitchfork with a bitch face? Yeah. And so Alcaster stripped us of our titles and banished us from the palace. Lady Parfait found us, and while we were happy to help out at the tavern, we also intended to eventually do something about the mess in the palace. So Alcaster has been planning to do this all this time? Dun dun dun. We part for the night. Parfait and Delora take Rod and Emmeline to a room that they can share. It has been decided that they will be harbored here at the Marchen. This place has a lot of royals stuck in it right now. A place that Emmeline apparently knew about but never came to because she wasn't cursed. Well, Rod did say that his family knew he was cursed. I noticed Emmeline looking at me many times throughout the night, but she never asked me anything. You're a little smarto? Say she is exactly 100 smarto. The next few days were a muddled mess. Everyone was busy trying to find out what happened and what could be done to help the king. I am sweeping the tavern half-heartedly one day with my thoughts on everyone else but my chores. Everyone's been trying to do something to help out the last few days, though I've gone on quite a few trips to town with Claude to search for information. I haven't been able to find much. I feel so useless. I'm finally on my break, so I decide to go into the reception room to rest. When I step in, I notice Emmeline sitting on the couch. She waves me over as soon as she sees me. She hasn't really openly spoke to me since she's been here. Parfait and Delora have been trying to hide her so not to cause a ruckus in the margin. Rumors are dangerous now. You're Miro, right? Yes. Rod told me about your curse. He says that you're the king's blood daughter. Blood daughter! 100 smarto units, yes. 100 out of 100. 100 is the max. I'm really sorry. I'm so shocked by Emmeline's sudden outburst. What? I didn't mean to, but I took your place. How could I forget my own sister? We're not blood related. It doesn't matter. I would love you regardless. Emmeline was always trying to take me out and do things with me back when I was still in the palace. I distanced myself from her because I thought the king loved her more than me. I still think that maybe he does. We weren't close. I barely spoke to you or to Rod. Didn't he tell you that? He did. But perhaps now we can turn over a new leaf? Emmeline is as stubborn as always. I have more things to worry about than being her friend. I have to go. I walk off before the conversation can continue. Damn. Blood daughter. Definitely didn't see this novel turning into a V for Vendetta. Yeah, right? It definitely took a turn here. 101 is too much smarto. Would make the world go boom. Too much. If I hadn't been cursed and remained in the palace, would Sir Alcaster have taken me hostage too? In case of too much smarto, take drug. The hours tick by as the tavern is emptied for the day. Delora calls everyone together to explain that she and Parfait have pieced together about the situation. Alright everyone, we've come up with some new information. The first is that Alcaster has cracked down on the riots in town. Anyone seen protesting against his rule has been thrown in prison. The king always valued people's opinions. Alcaster does not want opinions, he only wants to rule with an iron fist. Our patrols have shown that there's an overall more security in the palace and around the town. They have been charged with keeping people quiet in whatever ways they possibly can. As we heard from the prince and the princess, things are most turbulent in the palace. The king is still alive, but he will unlikely stay that way for very long. One thing is clear, given Alcaster's motives to take over the kingdom, I doubt he will rest until the king is dead. The king's men have turned him against him, and even if there are loyal soldiers to fill the palace, we cannot contact them right now. Rescuing the king and queen will be on us then. We just so happen to have people in the tavern that have a shot at rescuing them. Prince Rod has the key to the secret passage we can use to break into the palace. Secret passageway? But only the king and the commander of the knights should have the key to the passageway. Why did he get a copy? So who's going to join on this mission? Jurian and Garland both volunteer immediately, followed shortly by Claude and Waltz. I'll go too. The room goes quiet as I step forward to volunteer. Princess, we can't allow you to put yourself in any danger. I look at Claude, who is staring at me, shocked. I took up the sword so that I could protect those that I care about. Princess, you don't have nearly enough practice. But I can help. I still have time to learn. Spellcaster, why do you do this? Alcaster, I mean. More cat. He wants food. He wants his dinner. He's here to beg. He wants treats and goodies. 11 drug needed? Oh dear. I read that as take dog. How exactly does one take dog? Is this our life now, cat? Ugh. I agree with Parfait Princess. The palace isn't the place for you to try out your newfound sword skills. You may as well chain me up then, because I refuse to stay here while you all go save the king. Princess. See dog, take dog, done. Ah, kidnap dog. Got you. So smarto. Well, she's been practicing with the rest of us. Don't encourage her, Jurian. But it's not like any of us can stop her anyway. You're right, the princess is quite stubborn. Claude agrees with Jurian, but I can tell that he does not like any idea of me going along with them. If only we had the time to get reinforcements from Karma's country. Karma's country? Brigantia. How is it possible that a Brigantian citizen can simply ask for reinforcements? Karma is the crown prince of Brigantia. There's some shuffling in the room and everyone turns to gawk at Claude. Rumpel, Anise, Rod, and Emmeline are all shocked by this revelation. You're the Lost Prince? Lost Prince. It sounds like such a tragedy, doesn't it? Anise suddenly looks distressed and fiddles with her thumbs. All this time, and I never knew. I'm sorry, Your Highness. There's no need for formalities, Anise. Kissing the top of a dog's head is highly recommended. Must be large floof dog, though. Yeah, don't get rats. Those aren't dogs. Fluff is the stuff. Kisses for doggo is always a good idea. Oh, no. Not for me. I'm the Lost Prince after all. I keep my lineage a secret because right now I am just a normal commoner. But you're the prince. Couldn't you still ask for reinforcements? Even if I did ask for reinforcements, I'm pretty sure they would never come in time. Besides, I can't go back to the kingdom yet. He can't go back while he's still cursed. Conversation continues in a more solemn tone. Eventually, we start speaking of our plans to enter the palace. When the details are all finalized, I repeat everything to myself to make certain that I know what is meant to happen. Waltz will lead us to the palace then, and Jurian and Garland will follow right behind, watching for the most immediate enemies. Leave it to us. We'll deal with the resistance before it touches you, princess. And Karma will be watching from the back along with Delora. The witch and the prince for backup. Delora smiles wryly. Claude rolls his shoulders. I like to think of us more as the closing act. Though if it all goes according to plan, we have no need for either the opening or the closing act. It is a small task force, which is better. The smaller the better. The last thing we need is to be noticed. When Miro tries to smooch doggos, they always bite her in the nose. I just don't try to smooch doggos in general because I don't want them to lick my face. That's gross. This is why I have cat. We decide to meet again over the course of the next few weeks to finalize the plan and carefully survey the situation in town before parting. Claude has taken to training me, Jurian, and Garland at the same time. Just the other day, he had all of us attack him together. Even though I am nowhere near as good as a trained knight, I still managed to hit him once. I feel like things are coming to some sort of conclusion, and yet I still haven't done 3 good deeds. Today we finalized our plans for getting into the palace. We have mapped out where the king and Ophelia must be in the prisons, where the guards might be posted, and how we plan on sneaking in. I sit down on my bed and I'm about to lay down when I hear something. Hello, love. My, you're red. Were you thinking about me? I noticed that he has one hand on his chest tonight, but then he has been doing it more often lately. I notice it during practices and sometimes when I catch his eyes. Is he sick? Darling? I shake myself at the sound of Claude's voice. What if I was changing? You should have knocked. Well, I didn't seem to have a problem when you walked in on me changing without announcing yourself. That's different. He strolls inside and steps closer to me. He smiles at me mischievously. And how so? Cat got your tongue? Claude shakes his head, a smile softening. I really didn't mean to come in and disturb you. I just have something important I need to say to you. Claude kneels in front of me, and furrows his eyebrows. Oh, he's getting on his knees. Why are you getting on your knees, boy? What is happening? Yeah, Cookie, I'm pretty sure he's losing petals. I want to insist you reconsider going to the palace with us. As Parfait and Delora have said many times, it will be dangerous. Nothing you say is going to make me change my mind. I want to do what I can to help everyone. Yes, and that terrifies me. Terrifies you? If your stubbornness leads you to putting your neck out there for someone, I would never forgive myself for your injuries, and if you want to help me, stay here where you'll be safe. I know, guys. Our lovely boy is dying. I'm not some damsel that needs to be protected. Miro, all I want for you is to stay safe, so that when we save your father, you can face him with a smile. I won't be able to face my father unless I am one of the people to save him. Stubborn as always. I sigh, irritation welling up in my stomach as I look at Claude's face. He's calling me stubborn, but he's being stubborn about this. You said that I've improved with my sword fighting. You have. You've improved so much because of your resilience and your drive, and because you're genuinely interested. And it is because I have a good teacher. Ho ho, your compliment is gentle music to my ears. Your compliment means a lot to me, Miro. My eyes fixate on his soft smile, and at the gentle crinkles in his eyes. Our eyes lock for a few moments, and I'm aware of the slight energy between us. Kiss, kiss, kiss! Smooch boy, this is not a drill! They did get a room back. They're currently in her room. They got a room. They have one. They're in it. I glance away hurriedly, not entirely sure of what would happen if I kept staring at him. Oh, you know what would happen. My heart beats unsteadily in my chest. I mean, they are in her room. This is not a drill. Very funny. Very funny. That's 100% a drill. Earlier today, I confronted my sister when she started crying about the things that had happened in the palace. Oh, your sister. Comforted. Earlier, I comforted your sister when she started crying. Cappy, you're pushing buttons. Stop it. You aren't playing the game. Emmeline, why would he comfort her? I saw her crying downstairs in the reception room earlier today without anyone there. She's a rather sweet girl. I kept thinking the two of them would be completely different. You're both strong-willed and stubborn, but she wears her emotions on her sleeve while you keep them all inside you. If we're being technical, that's a drill bit and not a drill. It's true. It's true. I'm not hiding anything, if that's what you're implying. Mother always told me crying was weak. Claude stands up and leans forward. Before I know it, I'm in his arms. Oh, he got real close again. Miro, I'm always here for you. I feel flustered again, and my mind feels foggy. I can barely comprehend what's in my mind or in my heart. We need to say thank you. You never need to thank me, Miro. You've done so much for me. It's just that it is not just sword fighting, it's your patience, your company. You are saving me when I needed help. That's not true. I'm pretty sure I'm the most selfish person in this tavern. All I've ever wanted are things for myself. I've never wanted... Hey, Gato, welcome! This lady porn needs more music? What? Lady porn? This is a dude. I never thought you were selfish, Claude. He puts a hand on my cheek and looks at me solemnly. You don't think that me wanting you is... Oh, what happened? Suddenly he stands back, his hand is on his chest again, his breathing heavy. I stare at Claude with wide eyes. Claude, are you okay? I'm fine. He sighs out slowly, but he sounds obviously pained. I'll go get Anise. No. I'm fine. I swear, it's just a spell of dizziness. But you... He manages a small, tight-lipped smile before he straightens and shakes his head, his hands visibly shaking. I must be tired. But Claude... Don't tell anyone about this, okay? I don't want them to feel sorry. Why is he so stubborn? He is obviously in pain. I clench my hands into fists and I frown at him. Why must you always be so secretive? You're keeping something from me, Claude. I'm sorry, Miro. Claude abruptly leaves the room, leaving me with my fragmented thoughts. You admitted yesterday this is what chicks watch instead of porn. We don't have good memory. Just put that there. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma. If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge. Princess, your side is open. I bring my sword closer up to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight, for the first time, I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. The sound of metal on metal clashing echoes into the night. Is this what what a real battle feels like? We've been practicing under skirmish conditions for the last few days. Since tomorrow is the day we are to enact our plan, we're doing some last-minute practice. Remember, fighting back is better than doing it alone. Claude dodges Jurian's sword as he speaks, and I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I'm not sure when his pain will return. Okay, Cappy, apparently we're done with that sentence. Thank you. This animal. He's whipping his tail around because he's not happy that I'm touching his tail, but his tail is touching me. It's one of those situations. If you own a cat, you understand. I'm not sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him. When Claude finally calls an end to the practice, we're all exhausted. Good job, everyone. We'll be fine tomorrow. Garland turns to face me, soft expression on his face. Don't blame the animal for your reading. Cat's trying to help. He's trying to do something. If it comes down to it, Jurian and I will protect you. Garland looks over his shoulder at Claude. Both of you, that's your job. That's our job as knights. I'm quite capable of protecting myself, but I do appreciate the offer. It's late. We should all get some rest. The two knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Claude. Miro, you should go to bed. Princess? I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyway. Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retire for the night as well. We want to talk. About what? Claude takes a step back as I stare at his hand absently, as he absently moves it to his chest. Are you really okay, Claude? I've been perfectly fine this past week. He's lying. He's obviously in pain. Why do you keep your pain a secret? Why won't you talk to me? I've told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess. Claude sighs and then leans forward to set his hand on my head. Miro, promise me that you'll stay behind if we are attacked. Wait, what? Oh. Completely not the sentence at all. Not even remotely close. Promise that you will stay behind me if we're attacked. There we go. It's like Boggs jumping from off the screen onto Miro's desk and yelling, I'm helping! Except this one also bites you while doing it. Jumps on the desk, screams I'm helping, and then bites you in the hand. Even though you're just giving nice face touches. This was your call to action? Nah, man, he's playing Destiny. He's busy. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you are to run as fast as you can back to the margin. But that is so cowardly. Mira, do you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible situation. Instead, live to fight another day. Promise me that you'll stay behind me, Miro. Give me that peace of mind. We promise. If it will make him feel better before going into the mission, I cannot deny his request. Claude's expression softened as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you. Thank you, Princess. Let's attempt to sleep in preparation for tomorrow. When this is all over, I pray... When this is all over, I'll pry Claude's secrets out of him. Did Destiny summon Fizz? Who's doing what? Say Destiny is bussin'. Destiny is much more important. Julie, do you still play a lot of Destiny? I'm sure she'll watch his behind. I mean, from behind. I'm just lurking. Anything else is a lie. Oh, so this is not Fizz that we're speaking to right now? Tonight is the night and everyone is just ready to go. I can't get this foreboding feeling off my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to see us off. Everyone except Princess. Rumpel suddenly appears. Annie's coming over to stand next to him. What are you two doing here? Well, of course we came to wish you good luck, just like everyone else here. We'll be waiting for you tonight so that you can celebrate everyone's return. Be careful. Emmeline, who has been everywhere with her brothers since they came here, is standing right beside him now with a smile. I'll pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers, but I can tell she is uncertain. She has the great Knights of Caldria, 2 wishes and a prince. She'll be fine. Rod's response is curt as usual, but I cannot help but notice the hesitation in his voice. You haven't played the new stuff. Oh, Julie, what are you doing? Nope, PC. You just started playing Persona though. That's right, you have sold your soul. You did sign a contract with the devil, technically, Julie. I want Rod and Emmeline's eyes. They're so pretty. Yeah, they do have really pretty aqua eyes, don't they? Okay, he has a tinge of worry. Rest assured that we will keep the princess safe. We're not going to let Alacaster get away with what he did to Angela and this royal family. Co-op stream! That would be fun. I'm not a big Destiny person. I've never played it because I'm not a good at shooters. Parfait steps forward at last. She and Delora glance between each other, and I feel as if some sort of secret message bounces between the two of them. Delora nods slightly before Parfait refers to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually fall on me. You've changed since you've been here, Princess, but your decision and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve? It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles and sets a hand on my shoulder. Your dedication is much like King Gennaro's, and you are proud and honorable, and always take steps in the right direction. That is why I know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumpel said, we will be waiting for you, all of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head as everyone gathered around begins to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We follow behind. The night has just begun. Dun dun dun! It's time. It's time. We'll get Boggs to play for you. Perfect. Perfect. I can do another no-handed stream. Our way to the palace gates is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in the nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Waltz points to what looks like a regular section of the wall. There's a hidden door to the tunnels. If we time it right between the knights' patrols, we should be able to make it. On my signal. Claude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. It is an abrupt gesture that doesn't last too long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We will be fine. Dun dun dun! We make it to the tunnels! Boggs, Fizz asked you a question. Our footsteps echo into a tunnel, standing in front of me and Jurian, and Garland, who are flanking Waltz. Delora stands beside me, and Claude is at my back. This small tunnel makes it seem like we've brought a lot of people. This way. We silently follow Waltz's instructions. How does Waltz know? I guess he was part of, like, the guard, huh? Or the witchery? What would you call it? How is it that Waltz knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guard and where they might be positioned based on Prince Rod's information. We should call it a night. Garland and I will act as distractions if needed. We should be all right. Garland will act as distractions if needed. Princess, leave most of the fighting to us if there's any to be done. I know. I will fight only if I need to. If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent. Full boy. I still think you're quite capable without all your magic, puppeteer. Oh, a compliment. It's an honor, Miss Karma. I'm only in this dress because of Jurian, you know. Jurian crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Claude. I wouldn't fall in love with you no matter what you say. Oh my god. That's what they all say. We're here. Suddenly, everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me. This should lead to the throne room. I did not know we had a secret passage to the throne room. How much does Waltz know about the palace? Ooh, the throne room. Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes. I stick close to Claude and Waltz as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards. Dun dun dun. I watch the guards' eyes close as they slump to the ground. Delora drops one hand once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going. Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Hallways that are easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now with all the soldiers standing around. Delora casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually, we arrive outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle's prison. I'll stand watch. Be careful, Waltz. I will. More tunnels. More tunnels! It has no eyes. Beware of the no eyes. It's like they're a breed of person. We enter into another network of tunnels. Jurian, Garland, after you. Jurian glances at me briefly, then and then at Claude, who nods a little stiffly. We'll be all right. I like how everybody's just like freaking out and reassuring each other all at the same time. Excuse me. In accordance with the plan, Claude and I are left at the halfway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape as Delora, Jurian, and Garland continue onto the prison. They should be fine, but I'm still worried. My eyes wander to Claude as I bite down on my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. Aw, sweet little cat. You're gonna press buttons again. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. I glance at his face. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts a hand on his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall. Not now. His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude? I need some space, Princess, but I'm fine. I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me. I'm sorry, I don't mean it this way. He trails off, his eyes are distant. Because of your curse, right. Most of the time, he is sociable and a pleasure to talk to, but then he reverts to this state. It is like two different people. I cannot understand why he is like this. I just want you guys to know, my cat literally has his face laying in my keyboard right now. It's a pillow, apparently. Oh, Julie, you're hacking the system? You could use a keyboard as a pillow? That sounds not pleasurable, in my opinion. I cannot understand why he's like this. Why do you care so much? Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets? Mira, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. I highly doubt that. More accurately, you would be afraid of me. I could never be afraid of you. It's like a fucking soap opera in here right now. What is there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again grab at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony. That's what she said too. Is he talking about the other woman from before who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same? I'm not like her. Miro. Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly over the hilt of his sword just as I reach for mine. We relax when we see it's Jurian, Garland, and Delora heading towards us. Why are they alone? Where are the king and queen? They weren't in the prison. Uh-oh. I have no idea where else they could be. Delora steps out from between the two of them, her expression somber. This doesn't bode well for us. We can't keep sneaking without a direction. That's sure to get us caught. The words have left her mouth when alarm sounds behind us. Uh-oh. Don't tell me. It's the alarm. Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face. The knights are on their way. How did they know we were here? Duh. It's a trap. In seconds, I hear the clanging of metal, and then the knights are upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents. A guard rushes at me and attacks with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind and give Claude an opening to attack. Miro, stay behind me. I promised I would, remember? Let's keep it that way. His smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments I see he seems more like the Claude that I know. It's a trap! Space battle hype. When did we get into space? Knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me to be by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me! Uh-oh, Delora coming in for the save. I watch in shock as the shimmering fog around my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He is only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the subtle rise and fall of their chests that they are asleep. Sorry, I can't focus long enough to cast this spell earlier. I couldn't focus long enough. Delora drops her hand and turns to address Waltz, Claus, and I. Claude. It's always in space? Oh, I see. We've been in space this entire time. Talk about a plot twist. This kitty is holding my hand. During Garland and I will head to the bedchambers in the East Wing. You look for the Queen. To look for the Queen. Splitting up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore if we're going to get the King and Queen out of here. Now go. Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go. I read Claude as Cloud. Floofy Claude. The three of us rush out and into the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us. On our right, Claude grabs a sword and moves before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low towards the shoulder, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. The knights begin to approach from the left as I raise my sword, readying myself. I'm covered in cat fluff right now. Waltz snaps his fingers, and the flash of light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, I use the opportunity to rush the knight in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of the blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them. Well, well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. There's cat hair everywhere. I whip around to attack the man who spoke to me, but he's nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you? I wonder. Miro. I turn around and see Claude running towards me, a panic expression in his eyes. I take a step towards him when a masked man suddenly blocks the path. Oh! Who is this? Wait, don't tell me. This is Fritz. This is Fritz when he's the big bad wolf. Because if he's the Little Red Riding Hood, then I mean look, there's a wolf motif right here. Yeah, this is Fritz. This is Fritz in wolf form. I'm calling it. Tuxedo mask. He should be throwing roses. Who are you? I raise my sword, but the masked man tips his cane to the floor before I can swing. An incredible pressure blasts from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. Uh-oh. Fritz, how could you? Claude. Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Rise and shine, sleeping beauty. I jerk upright to the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs and I blink to try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold. I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I shall have to heed a lady's request. I'm guessing he's like bipolar, maybe? Like Wolf and Red Riding Hood sort of deal? Or is like good and bad? I don't know. The blindfold is abruptly pulled off and I flinch at the sudden brightness. I'm gonna not hold your hand anymore, kitty. Why, hello there, princess. My captor looks at me amused. He wears a crooked grin. Oh my god, cat. Please do not play the game with your face. Come on. There you go. Captain looks at me amused. He wears a crooked grin on his face and the cape on his shoulders. Cat wants to play too. He does. He just wants food. Who is he? His eyes wander to the throne. I cannot help but gasp at what I see. Oh my god, thank you, cat. Goodbye. I'll come feed you in a minute, sir. Actually, Boggs, if you could feed the cat, that would be a great help to me. The king is strapped to the throne, hands bound, mouth covered. Your Majesty. The king pauses to look at me, his eyes containing a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go! No can do, princess, though. Don't you think he still looks regal sitting on the throne like that? I grit my teeth and begin to struggle against my bonds. Struggle all you like, you won't be able to get out of those knots anytime soon. Where is the rebel space base? Evil anime Can somebody translate that? Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow. I am called Varg. Varg? What have you done with my father? Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their back counts as something. Are you working for Sir Alcaster? I don't work for anyone. So, he's a mercenary? The door flies open and Alcaster steps in, his face full of anger. Mithros, you fool! How absolutely useless he was. Mithlos, the fool. He just wanted treats. Yeah, yes, of course. Dude wishes he was Tuxedo Mask. Super user do remove recurse force cat. Is everybody on drugs today? Varg gives me a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile. While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, the man is in the past. That man is in the past. Here in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with. Varg gestures at me. I glance at Varg before turning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think Alcaster was someone to be respected. Not anymore. He's hacking. Quit hacking. Why would a cat have subfolders? You took 11 drug after watching this visual novel? Oh, I see. Only 11. You casual. If it isn't the princess herself, you remember who I am? Once Mithros made a connection, it was just too obvious to be false. Could Sir Mithros remember me? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king. Gennaro, do you remember this girl as your own blood daughter? My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this to my father, to the kingdom? Everything I do for the kingdom. All the successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. It's a Linux command to forcefully remove a folder and its subfolders. Oh, I see. I see. I've never even touched Linux. The king is too lenient and does not inspire fear and has no business being on the throne. But the people of Angeal love their king. Before I had thought that the townspeople were despicable because they hated me. Now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as my mother's daughter, which is wrong, but it does not mean that they should be subject to a reign of fear. Your obligation as ruler is to rule for the country, not for the people. Back when the queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of the witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man... King Alcaster. You better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast. What are you blathering about, you fool? A beast, a magical beast is rampaging around the palace. Is this the dead witch's doing? Dead? Witch? No, Delora's fine. She has to be. Out with it. Did Mithros do this? What? I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. Sir Mithros is a witch? He was a witch, and now he is dead. He turns to the knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithros, a witch? Impossible. What of the other palace intruders? We've managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with the beast taking us out. You guys are speaking Chinese in my chat. Damn Mithros. Still a pain, even after death. What did you do to Sir Mithros? Did you not hear me, girl? He is dead, killed by my hand. But why? He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals. He eyes me cautiously. He wanted you, princess. If Sir Mithros was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. Why did he want me? Who knows? Doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knight to assist him in his search when the witches could not, but in the end, the fool was too power hungry. You never entered my plans, and you would have been safe, princess, had you stayed put. But now that you are here, you'll come in handy. Alcaster turns back to the knight, who immediately bursts into explanation once more. The beast is moving quickly. We don't know how much longer we can keep it from this room. There's a beast in the palace, and it's Sir Mithros is doing? I'm so confused. Now what's going on? What about the others? Are they okay? Everyone in chat press F4. Let me go, Alcaster. You are not going anywhere. It sounds like some of your friends are persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, Princess, are going to make excellent bait. You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You, tell me what all of this is. Varg looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger. It is Mithros that summoned the beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me, of all people? Ha! As if you would be able to answer any of your questions. You. Uh-oh. Varg! It doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alcaster, I don't have any answers for you. Sir Alcaster turns to me, his eyes manic. Whatever this is, Mithros magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I'm not going to let it live. Yep. Could Delora create a beast out of thin air? Sir Alcaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, reaching down and cutting the ropes but binding my arms with a sword that I recognize. You have my sword! I stand up quickly as I grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me? Help? All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you'll do with that toothpick of a sword. He talks to me like he doesn't care at all what happens. Don't think about it too much, Princess. It'll probably be a little too much for your small head. I swing the sword towards him, and Varg catches it with his cane. It's getting hard to read, guys. I'm gonna finish this game tonight, I swear to God. You really think that I'm the one you should be fighting? The door cracks off its hinges. The knights stumble back, and I hear screaming as loud footsteps sound against the hall tiles. It's coming. It's coming for us, boys. So what will you do? Run, hide, or will the beast let the beast kill you? Uh-oh. Maybe I was wrong about Varg being Fritz in wolf form. My eyes focus on a large figure entering the room. Though I cannot make out the specifics at first, the form grows more distant the further it moves into the room. Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There is a moment of eerie silence, and Alcaster yells and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. The beast throws them off with surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. Bees? When did we get bees? I don't think there's any bees. I dodge away just before the man's body falls on top of me. Over here, beast. Alcaster rushes at the beast. I finally managed to get a clear line of sight at the king, who is still bound and helpless to the throne. The king! I have to get him out of here. I run towards the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks. Saving the king really shouldn't be your priority right now. I grit my teeth and swing the sword at Varg, who easily darts away from me. I would be watching my back. It is then that I notice that the beast is slowly making his way towards me. I do kind of slur it and say bees, don't I? Just a little bit. Hey, Squid! Welcome back. Grabs a shaker. Why are we shaking? That beast silhouette looks so cool. It does look pretty badass, doesn't it? So, is this some sort of form that Karma has turned into as, like, the beast? Salty! Thank you for the raid! Welcome, raiders! How are you guys? You're just in time to see an epic beast fight. How was your stream, Salty? Can I get a caster call out for Salty, please? Guys, if you're in my chat and you're not following Salty, please go check him out. Drop him a follow. Hey, Kay, welcome! It is then that I notice the beast slowly making his way towards me. Why would it be after me? You were doing some talk shows? Check me out, yo. Check him out, yo. You heard it. You heard the words from the man himself. Check him out, yo. Guys, defend the raid with the cute little guy. I never defend raids. I'm so terrible. Salty old ma'am. Payday 2! Oh, I tested that game. Many an hours spent testing that game. Mostly me just getting shot and laying face down in the dirt. Too many. Boggs and I worked on it together, and anytime that we go into GameStop, we have a running joke of being like, "Hey, should we get this game?" And it's always a game that we worked on, and it's usually Payday 2. I enjoy it. That's good. I'm glad that you liked it. My favorite part of Payday 2 is always customizing the masks. I love to make some crazy ass masks. So for those of you just coming in, we are a princess. We have been thrown out of our palace by a curse, and this is the very end of the game. It's a free-to-play game called Cinderella Phenomenon. If you don't want spoilers and you would like to play a visual novel that's free and amazing yourself, I suggest you dip out. But this is the very end where we've gone back to the palace to try to save our dad and the queen, because they have staged a coup. And there's a lot of other stuff going on that I won't explain. But basically, we're trying to fight off this monster that has busted into the room in the middle of this war. I don't know where it came from, but we're going to fight it. Either I stay here and fend it off, or Alcaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of his sword, and then the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king and then at the doors. The beast moves again, and I realize that it is once more heading towards me. There's no way I can help the king in all this mess. I need help. I need to find the others. Hopefully Alcaster will keep this beast busy long enough for me to get them. Wait, you're actually playing tonight? Haha, haha, Danny. Yes. I'm trying to finish. I'm trying really hard to finish. Ludicor Krampus mask for the win? Yeah, the Krampus mask is pretty cool. You're trying to play it once a week. Let me know next time. I'll have to pay better attention to your Twitter so that I know next time you're playing it so I can come watch. Wait, you guys did game dev on Payday 2? Never played it, but still bows down. We didn't make it. We just tested it. We aren't quite that cool. Maybe Mira would be done by now if she hadn't talked for almost an hour last time. Maybe. Maybe. Yes, I'm playing a game. Oh no, I don't need another squiz. Please no more squiz. I'm gonna play this game. I turned and bolt through the room, weaving the way through the chaos of the nights as I head towards the door. I glance over my shoulder one last time at the king. His eyes are trained in battle before him. His eyes grip the arms of his throne. But there is nothing he can do. I'm so sorry. I'll be back. But for now, I have to find the others. I dart past the carnage in the room, stepping over and around the bodies as they appear. Halfway to the door, the beast lunges past Sir Alcaster, and for a few moments, I think he might be attacking me. Aww! Cool! Squid, thank you for continuing your gift sub that you got from Fizz. They're one of 130,000 gift subs to continue this September. That's cool. Thank you, Squid. I appreciate that. Stay back. I hold my sword out in front of me and stand in a defensive position like Claude taught me, but the beast never reaches me. You've ruined everything, beast. Post-apocalypse, thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the sugar peas. Guys, more love in chat for the biddies. I appreciate those. Alcaster is suddenly in front of me, waving his sword at the beast. I stumble back towards the doors, my heart beating loudly in my chest. Squid, thank you for the biddies! The robo biddies. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. My first biddies of the week. I took a squiz at the stream. I took a squiz. I did take a squiz yesterday. I have to get out of here. We're fleeing. We're chicken shits. We're taking off. Yes, chapter 10, we made it. Okay, last chapter, we got this. Makes me feel funny when Miro says biddies. Why? Squiz is a quid? Squiz is a quiz that is supplied by Squid. Yes. When Squid gives you a quiz, it's a squiz. Where did the beast come from? I think it has to be Karma turned beast. I really do. Knights immediately rush towards me. Towards me. I back away as fast as I can without re-entering the throne room. Princess, come quickly and we'll keep you safe somewhere until this dies down. I cannot take them all on at once. Even knowing that, I still pull out my sword. I take a few steps back and then suddenly feel my back pressed against something. Oh no. Jesus, we backed right up into him. Are you from Minnesota now? Yeah. No, I grew up in Minnesota, so I have a little bit of it. Hey, Riz! How are you? Long time no see. Biddies rhymes with titties? It does. You get biddies for the titties. The beast stands behind me. It's back to me. I stand in its shadow and I realize that if I turned around, it could swat me to the walls just like the rest of its victims. But it's just standing there. Together. Together? The beast says nothing more, though I still feel on edge. There's something oddly familiar about this. It's karma. Claude told me once that it was better to fight back to back. I will trust you for now, whatever you are. I do not know if you understand me, but I can hope. It seems like you are more human than any kind of animal. Princess, get away from the beast, it will... The knight never finishes his sentence as the beast sends him flying through the air. Okay, that's not fair. That knight, was trying to help us, and he knew that we were the princess. When someone doesn't know what VCR is and Mira says, "Aw, you poor sweet peas." What? VCR? Who doesn't know what a VCR is? I am a gut? Loot is gut? What is happening in my chat? I'm going back to the story. At least I can read that. Why is it helping me? The knights fall like dominoes to the beast, but manage to remain standing when I strike them with my sword. Even just taking one of them down is hard. These men have been trained for years, while I haven't even had the luxury of a year. Out of the corner of my eye, I sense movement. I see a gleam of silver. I hear a grunt of a sword as the sword is raised in the air. The sword is nowhere near reaching me, but the beast. I aim to kick at an approaching knight before whirling around to look at the beast. An oncoming sword comes closer to the beast, to his exposed back, and I know that the beast will not be able to dodge in time. Move! I shove past the creature and catch the knight's sword with my own before it can harm the beast. My arms are shaking underneath the strength of the impact between our swords. I feel like my arms are going to give out. Whirling gut is my soul beast? We are Groot? That's not how you spell Groot. Then a flash of light appears, so bright that everyone is temporarily blinded. Waltz, is that you? I stumble back, rubbing my eyes, from the sounds of it, the beast is continuing to drive back the knights, most of them shouting to each other to retreat. What was that? I'm finally able to see again. My eyes automatically land on my feet. I stare in shock. Oh! Glass slippers? I reach quickly up to my pendant and realize that it is no longer there. This is when we decide to conjure up our slippers and fix our curse? Are you shitting me? I completed my 3 good deeds? Miro. It knows my name. I look around and I realize that the beast and I are alone. The knights have fled. Did the beast drive off the rest of them? I feel pressure at my back and realize the beast is touching me. My first instinct is to run, but the words it utters next paralyze me. You okay? Every word sounds breathless and pained, like it takes too much to speak. Is it worried about me? I watch in shock as the beast appears to gesture towards my shoes. You did it. I step back waringly. What are you? The beast reaches out and I see something glimmering in the palm of his hand. Oh, it's the rose pendant. Oh. The rose locket. For a few moments, my heart plummets into my stomach and my hands begin to quiver. What did they do to you, Claude? The beast's shadowed fingers curl over the locket as he stares at me. Gave me. I gave that locket to Claude. The beast only stares. Oh, did we say what did you do to Claude? Seriously, we don't get that it's Claude yet? What did you do to Claude? Where's Claude? Gave me. I gave that locket to Claude. The beast only stares at me for a few moments longer, and then suddenly I realize that his words, nothing more than a pained growl, do not hold any malice. I gave that locket to you? There, she's getting it. She's getting it. The beast slowly nods. My grasp on my sword loosens as I stare at him in shock, realization drawing upon me. Claude? Yes. So this is your secret? Why you would not tell me? I could have hurt you. Claude has another form, a cursed form, that he has never told me. Why? My mind whirls. I feel everything coming together like pieces of a puzzle. Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak on them, I would, but I can't. Mira, I wish I could explain. You would hate me, or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. All those times Claude was clutching at his chest, You were touching the tattoo so many times before like you were in pain. The beast... Oh dear. The beast growls, the sound of it surprisingly soft, almost a sigh. Curse. Then that tattoo was a warning. Okay, now we're talking about butts. Something about cake. Booty. Hootie tootie disco cutie with a booty. Okay. Yep, you guys are alright. The first time I saw that tattoo, it was a beautiful rose. The second time, it had more thorns. When the rose became ensnared in thorns, did he transform? And he always touched the tattoo whenever he came close to me. Claude, your curse did not just make others fall in love with you. It stopped you from loving anyone else too, didn't it? Riz, thank you for the biddies! Thank you for the sugar peas, I appreciate it. Love and chat for the biddies. How did I know that Danny was the one who said that without even looking at chat? Incredible. He mentioned that woman before, the one that he thought loved him but didn't. Is it possible that she saw him in this form and was terrified of him? If you loved anyone, you would turn into a beast. You loved a woman once, but she only loved you because of your curse. And the minute you transformed, she was scared of you, wasn't she? Yes. He sounds so pained. The reason Claude has been trying to hide everything from me is because he was scared that I would have feared him. That is why beauty has always been so important to him, but the curse cast upon him makes him both beautiful and a beast. Ho ho ho, Beauty and the Beast, yo! I mean, not like we didn't already know we were right, but we were right. Hello, Relic Origins, welcome! Welcome to the stream. I wanted you to love me, but no one could love a beast. His words are dwindling. It almost sounds as if he's suffocated on the inside with how slowly he's speaking. Claude, I've never cared much about appearances. People have worn masks on their faces their whole life around me. Claude, I take a deep breath and face him. I will love you no matter what form you take. I drop my sword to the ground and make my way over to him. I rest my cheek on his chest and wrap my arms around him. I love you. Aw, we love him. The room is filled with... Is he gonna come back naked? The room is filled with a bright, gentle light. I almost feel like I'm bathing in sunlight. For a few moments, I forget my worries. Everything is blissful and quiet, and my heart feels full. Then moments later, I feel warm arms around my waist. Please let him be naked. Please let him be naked. Please let him be naked. I love you too, Miro. Damn it! I was hoping he'd be naked. When I open my eyes, I still can't see anything, even though I know that the light has faded. The warmth is still there, but now I feel immediately on my skin, and I realize that it is Claude is hugging me. Not a beast, but as a man. Did I break his curse? I realize this is the first time Claude has ever touched me for such a long period of time without abruptly moving away. Tentatively, I move my hands, feeling the fabric of his shirt and the warmth of him underneath it. Claude... Oh man, he got real close again. But before I can finish my sentence, my lips are sealed. Oh, I feel Claude's lips on mine, only briefly, but it is enough to make me feel suddenly faint. I love how all of this is fucking happening in the middle of a war. Like, we're literally in the enemy's territory. We were just surrounded by soldiers, and we're like, wait a minute, let's break this curse and make out real quick. Real quick, we got time for this. He pulls away from me with a brilliant smile. I've always wanted to do that. Miro, you're blushing. If I could, I would kiss you again, but we have some urgent things we need to attend to. Thank you! Isn't this how Star Wars worked? Is it? Love blooms on the battlefield? I mean, I guess when you think you're about to die, I suppose. The reality of the situation begins to seep back into me. My father, Varg, Alcaster, they are all still in the throne room. The king! Let's go, Miro. Dun dun dun. Meanwhile, explosions! Wartime is the best time for smooch time? I highly disagree. It's time to blow some shit up. When Claude and I rush into the throne room, my attention is immediately grabbed by the king calling my name. Miro! He's still bound to the throne, though the gag is removed. A rush of relief floods through me. He's alive and he remembers me. My gaze is drawn to the two men battling at the base of the throne. Their swords are locked together in a stalemate. Alcaster and... Fritz? Yeah, that was 100% Fritz. 10,000%. That's the bad boy form. What happened here? This is not how you gain power. I knew you would be a thorn in my side from the moment I concocted this plan. Where is Varg? The only one here is me, and I will... Fritz's concentration slipped as his eyes lands on me. The opening is small, but it is enough to give Alcaster the opportunity he needs. Watch out! Claude is immediately running over to help, but even he is too slow. Alcaster disarms Fritz before driving his sword through Fritz's chest. Oh, rip. Rip, Fritz. Nice knowing ya. Blow shit up while smooching. Relic Origins, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mira's Heroes. I hope you enjoy your time here. No! Alcaster pulls the sword out of Fritz's chest just fast enough to deflect Claude's attack. As Claude drives Alcaster from the throne, I rush to where Fritz has collapsed to the ground. His eyes are already growing glassy. Wow, that's hard to say. Fritz! I lean over him. There's so much blood. I glare at Alcaster. Okay, this guy just killed his own child. I just want you guys to know that. How could you do this to your own son? Anyone in my way would meet my sword. Blood does not matter. This dude's fucked up. Princess. Can I get some F's in chat? This boy's about to die. This boy's about to die. Rip, anime boy. I turn my back to Fritz in alarm, tears in my eyes. Fritz, hold on! Don't speak. You need to conserve your energy. Princess, I'm sorry. Fritz, please don't speak. I feel bitter tears stinging my eyes. I'm sorry. I watch as the life seeps from Fritz's eyes. I'll be honest, I did not expect anybody to die in this game. I did not expect that. I watch as the life seeps from Fritz's eyes. I put a hand on his chest to feel his heartbeat, but Fritz's body is still. Fritz! I glance up at the sound of Claude, and see Claude at the far side of the room, struggling to get to his feet. Mira, watch out! I turn, but I am not fast enough. I see Alcaster's sword raised high, and I know that it will reach me before I can pick up my sword. Oh shit! Saved by the magic. Saved by the magic. The sword falls from Alcaster's hands as a bright red ribbon of light twines around the hilt and drags it far from his reach. I turn to see Delora standing a short distance away, Jurian, Garland, and Waltz all standing behind her. I'm afraid your performance as king has been incredibly disappointing. Jurian and Garland move together, rushing Alcaster from the same side. I see Claude moving in from the other side, quiet and lethal. Princess! Waltz and Delora rush over to me while the fighting continues. Alcaster has reclaimed his sword and is trying to evade attacks from the 3 different swords at once. 3-on-1! The king! Waltz nods. His gaze lingers on Fritz as his expression becomes solemn. He walks off to the throne while Delora kneels beside me. Delora shakes her head. That is all I need to know, that there is nothing more to be done. We will make sure that he is properly honored, but for now we need to get you out of here. What about Ophelia? Waiting for us somewhere safe. I have constructed a shield around her that will keep her hidden from view and harm until we return for her. Weren't we meant to bring the royal family back to the Marchen first? Not when we're missing the king. Jesus. Where's our broom? Shouldn't he be cleaning this mess up? Broom to the rescue, please. Besides, plans change when a magical beast starts rampaging through the castle. Princess! I turn and see Alcaster, who has slowly managed to scream my name despite the fact that he's being quickly overwhelmed. Princess, we could have worked together. If you had been more like your mother, we could have ruled with grace, beauty, and fear. I flinch back at Delora's hands come to rest on my forearms, her grip steadying. That is enough. The king is unchained! We freed the king. Just stick your finger in to plug the hole? Yep, that's how you stop somebody from bleeding to death. There you go. That's how you do it. I look up to see the king has stopped to stand beside me. To my surprise, the king rests a gentle hand on my shoulder, his eyes soft as he looks at me. Mira, we have a lot to talk about, but right now I have something I must do. I nod mutely as I watch the king draw his sword. He makes his way to Alcaster, Jurian, and Garland, and Claude step back. Oh, Jesus. He makes his way to Alcaster. Jurian, Garland, and Claude step back from where they have forced Alcaster to one knee. Oops. You are a traitor lacking any honor, Alcaster. You are the one that lacked honor. A ruler must have people beneath his thumb. A ruler must lead people, not suffocate them. His oath as king is to protect them. You are no king, Alcaster. For your crimes, I find you guilty of and incapable of rehabilitation. The sentence for your severity of your crimes is death. The king raises his sword, and I turn away before he strikes down his sword. There's no sound or scream to follow. I turn once more to see that the king has pointed the sword at Alcaster's chest, but has not killed him. You will stay in the prisons until your time for your trial comes, though you might try to refute those claims. You will be tried as a traitor to this kingdom, and you will be executed. Alcaster's shoulders fall. The glare never leaves his face, not even when the guards seize him and drag him from this room. Okay, big mistake. I understand as a king, wanting to give somebody a trial in front of the people, but this guy should straight up be decapitated because he has all of the guards under his thumb. The minute that he's thrown in prison, he's gonna be able to get one of the guards and be like, hey buddy, let me out. And then he's fucking going to flee into the distance. Dumb. Decapitate him now. What the fuck is going on with him? Who? What's happening to you guys? Why are we looking for tampons? I don't want to know. Okay, they drag him from the room. The king immediately sends Jurian and Garland out to deal with any of the knights that are still part of the coup. I guess that would kind of help, but there's always going to be one. Delora and Claude help with moving Fritz's body, while Watts tries his best to fill the king in on the basic points of our successful operation. Everything has died down a little bit over the last hour, but I still feel overwhelmed. I glance at Waltz and the king, who are still speaking. Every time the king sees me looking at him, he flashes me an uncertain smile before glancing away. I know he wants to speak with me, but I will talk to him after. After I can get Fritz's body out of my mind. It was my fault that he died, wasn't it? He saw me and stumbled. Hey, princess. What are you doing here? Here, I thought you'd changed, but you've still got some feistiness in you, don't you? Many years ago, when the war ended, we were all faced with a feeling just like this, princess. We had lost so much, and the future seemed too grim. But now is different. You have a future. Oh, tampons to stop the bleeding. I see. No, Delora's a chick. She's a witch. You broke the curse, princess. That gives you some kind of hope, and in addition, you broke Karma's. The memory of Claude's arms around me, his lips on mine, come flying back to my foggy mind. My heart still feels tight, but it is a little lighter when I think about him. I wish he was here right now. How did I break Claude's curse? Claude, I don't think I'll ever get used to his real name. Seems like he hasn't told you yet. I guess it has been pretty hectic. Yeah, we're only in the middle of a war. So Claude turned into a beast because he loved me? Well, I guess I could give you the laydown of his curse. Stop! Desist! Delora has not even been... Claude said stop. Delora has not even started to speak when Claude runs into the room, gasping as if he has been running through the halls. Curse, why are you speaking about my curse? What? What's happening? There is no way he heard us talking in the hall, is there? Even I feel at a loss for words right now. I sensed you might be talking about me. The princess was just asking about your curse. Oh! Then I was right to come running, and here I was just guessing at what you might be talking about. Claude's curse, was based off of the tale The Beauty and the Beast. Claude easily finishes her sentence. Delora holds up her hand as if to surrender. So eager to steal the spotlight. Well, you are talking about me, after all. You always told me that your curse was just the beauty curse, though. Well, yes, but the other half was a little difficult to explain, wasn't it? He has a point, though I might have been able to save us all some trouble if he hadn't been so secretive about his curse. He really must have been scared that I would shun him. Allow me to explain, princess. In the fairy tale, a princess of a kingdom is transformed into a beast because his heart is as cold as ice. Sound familiar to a certain icy princess, Just trying to lighten the mood, Claude sighs. I would call Miro something far more flattering, like sweetheart, beloved. We were talking about your curse? Oh, right. Well, anyway, the witch who cursed the prince the witch who cursed the prince in the fairy tale tells him that he has to learn to be loved learn to love and be loved before the petals of the rose completely fall off. A rose? Yes, she gives him a rose, and he keeps it protected under glass. Some time passes, and the rose continues to wither away. The maiden finds the beast, and eventually the two fall in love. At the end of the tale, she confesses her love for the beast, and he transforms back into a human. By confessing, I saved you? But his curse was different from the tale. I know what you're thinking, that my curse was somewhat different. It was more complicated. The witch made it so that I would be both Beauty and the Beast. She said it suited me because I was so vain. The witch constructed a very roundabout curse. Any woman who falls in love with me as the Beauty. And when I transformed into the Beast, the enchantment would break and they would become terrified of me. That's kind of fucked up. It's a little bit fucked up. I doubt Claude ever thought he would break his curse. The love women felt for him while he was being cursed was always fake. How could that kind of love hold strong when he turned into a beast? How could that kind of love hold strong when he turned into a beast if it was never true to begin with? That's a good point. Then you came along, Princess. I bet he'd just about given up hope and was waiting for you to dispel the curse on your birthday, but now here you both are. But the Ice Princess is in love? What a miracle! I turned away, embarrassed. It's not a miracle. I'm very glad I met you, Miro. Lady Delora's words are the truth. I had just about given up hope. I had never had any hopes of breaking my curse. I had thought that the only way to fix it would be to dispel it on your birthday. But then I came to know you, and he fell in love. A fairy tale indeed. Wasn't the point of all these fairy tale curses so that nobody would get a happy ending? Aren't we getting a happy ending? You started out frowning at everyone and everything. You've come a long way, Princess. Congratulations, you've turned out to be a pretty okay princess. We're pretty okay. And you've turned out to be a pretty okay witch. Do my ears deceive me? A compliment from our little witch? You look so surprised, but you are to be the new bearer of the crystal real soon, Princess. I expect good things from you. Right, I'd almost forgot that part. I'll try my best. Yet another miraculous proclamation from the little witch. Will the surprises never cease? Before I can snap at Delora again, the king awkwardly interjects, coming to stand next to us with Waltz by his side. Pardon the intrusion. Not at all, Your Majesty. Waltz told me that you were cursed, and that's why I forgot about you. Yes. Even if it was the curse, I feel terrible that such a thing could have ever happened. So I will make it up to you. We can catch up from where we were many, many years ago, and maybe things can be different. I'm sorry. What for? For being the way I was before, for shunning Ophelia and her children. Oh, Ophelia, did they bring her back to the Marchen? Ophelia is still here. After the fight was over, she was shown back to her room. She is still waiting for Rod and Emmeline to return. Now, would you be willing to tell me this story from the beginning? Oh my god. The whole beginning? The okayest princess around. Grim fairy tales tend to be pretty grim? Yes, correct. Perhaps I could fill in the gaps, Your Majesty. Claude? The king looks startled and then stares at Claude. He blinks as if he had only just noticed his presence. Oh, and you are? Claude elegantly bows before the king. Guys, I just realized we not only got a boyfriend, but we also formed like an alliance. We're gonna marry another prince. Yeah, the war's over. We killed the dude. Well, we didn't kill him, but we arrested the dude that staged the coup. Alcaster. And then Alcaster's son died, which is tragic. I'm Prince Claude of Bergantia. It's a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. The lost prince? The king turns to me with a puzzled look. It's a long story. Claude surprises me by wrapping his arms around my shoulders and pulling me closer to him. Everyone looks shocked except for Delora, who looks like she is trying not to laugh. As the princess's lover, I feel obligated to help her explain this whole mess. I feel my face getting hotter as Claude's sudden proclamation. All their eyes are now on me, and I suddenly feel like hiding myself. Only Claude would so bluntly say such a thing. The king looks more shocked than anything. When did this happen? Well, Your Majesty, I think we better start at the beginning. Oh, thank God. They'll recap on their own. We went to tell the king everything, save for where the Varg had disappeared to. No one was sure where he had gone in all the chaos. The night's searches for him ended in failure. A lot of explanation had to be done, not just to the king, but also to the people at the tavern. And soon, everything had calmed down. Rod and Emmeline went back to the palace. I apologized to them best I could, and they all seemed willing to try again with me. And I was willing to try again too. As for Claude... So, you're going back? Are you sure you don't want to come to Brigantia with me, just for a short holiday? I would love nothing more than to introduce you to my family. My mother will shower you with gifts. Father would, well, tease you probably. And he makes jokes quite frequently. And Llama! Oh my god, this boy has a sibling named Llama. What did you just say? Llama? Oh no, he has a pet llama? Okay. He has a pet llama? No, it's his brother. My brother Llama? What? Another acronym. We're Karma and Llama. Oh my god. Does your father do these things on purpose? I told you he likes jokes. My brother's real name is Lance. I was going to bring you back and introduce the two of you. Oh my god, that's incredible. And you could tell my little brother how very charming I am. Is it just my imagination, or is there a glimmer of competition, yeah, competition in his eyes? As much as I would love to meet your family, you have your obligations here. This game's a little bit loud. And you need to let your family know that you are safe and alive. Tina? But the thought of being separated from you, Claude sighs before leaning down and planting a kiss on my forehead. I'll miss you. You won't be gone that long. Love, that's not how you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to say, my sweet prince, I'll miss you too. Fine then, I'll miss you. Maybe. Claude raises an eyebrow at me and then smiles. We're so fucking tsundere. I'll be back for your birthday. I love you, Miro. It's been a few weeks since Claude left, but I am impatient. The king has been throwing grand dinners every night in preparation for my birthday, but I can hardly concentrate on anyone else when I am thinking of Claude. I told him about all of the smaller birthday celebrations. I thought he would be here for them. My birthday is in just a few days. When will he come back? I have tried to make myself busy, mainly by continuing my sword practice with Jurian and Garland, both of which have rejoined the Order of Caldria. Every time I am around the knights, I think of Fritz. I shall bring him some new flowers tomorrow. If Claude would just return already, we could go pay our respects together. Miro! Hello, Miro, my love, my sunshine, my beautiful betrothed. Oh, we're already marrying. Okay, that's fine. Claude? I shake my head and try to gather my thoughts. First of all, you did not knock. Second, we are not engaged. We may as well be, don't you think? At the very least, knock before you come in. Still, worried I would come in on you in the middle of changing? Would you have minded so terribly? Yes. Still worth those things, it's still worth saying those things just to see you blush. Why are you even here? His arrival is so sudden and I've had absolutely no time to prepare. Claude sighs dramatically. You didn't want me back here? No, I mean, you did not even write to say that you'd be back today. I just wasn't expecting you. I did say I would be back for your birthday. I am a man of my word. Should I have stayed out longer? Oh, of course not. A grumble as Claude walks over to my bed, grinning. He sits down on the bed next to me and wraps his arm around my waist, pulling me closer. I sigh out and lean my head on his shoulder. It is a startling contrast to what it used to be. Before, if I touched him, he would flinch and turn away from me. Yeah, now we're getting hitched, apparently. We're getting married. It's fine. Now he is always right next to me. Claude's whole body seems to relax when I tentatively wrap my arms around him and hug him back. I knew I would miss you, but it really was terrible being away from you. But you enjoyed the time with your family? I did. My brother was very frustrated that I spoke about you almost every hour of the day. How could you have so much to say about me? Oh, I felt that I did not have enough time to list all of your virtues. Oops. Didn't mean to mute it. Just turn it down some. I nudge him in the arm, and he just grins at me. A glint from Claude's pocket catches my eye as I flush proudly when I notice the rose locket. Looking at the locket makes me think back to that night when he transformed back into a prince. Lost in thought, are we? I was just noticing the locket. You still carry it around with you. Of course I do. It's become one of my most valuable possession. He pulls the little locket out and pops it open. I am startled when I see a small sheet of paper with my words on it. My message to him is still there. Claude smiles as he reads the words out loud. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I say nothing as he turns to look at me. Oh, your cheeks are red again. Your embarrassment is adorable, darling. I am not embarrassed. I just didn't think you'd keep the words in there. I just didn't think he'd keep the words in there and that they would ever mean so much to him. Yes, of course. You just have exceptionally rosy cheeks, hmm? He pauses as he closes the locket again and looks at it fondly. I love this locket because it's the first gift you gave me. He was holding the locket as the beast, too. It was half the reason I recognized him. I jump as Claude gently taps my nose with his finger. The locket isn't going anywhere anytime soon, I can assure you that. I smile as he winks at me. Anyway, allow me to pull you back into the present. Since I promised you no more secrets, let me tell you something. Oh? Claude looks away from me, his eyebrows furrowing, and I frown. I hope it's nothing serious. I am nervous about sitting down to dinner with your father tonight. You're nervous? I start laughing without even meaning to. You're laughing at my pain, princess? He pulls me closer and kisses the top of my head. But you are too flamboyant to be nervous. I'm confident, princess, not flamboyant. There's a difference. Right. Claude's expression grows more solemn as he looks at me seriously, almost sadly. Miro, I'm sorry about lying to you. This whole time I've made myself up to be someone beautiful, someone I wasn't. I believed I was truly a good person on the inside and that I deserved good things, even though I was selfish. He's already apologized to me before, too many times. Claude, you do not have to apologize. No, that witch was right to curse me. I've always had everything handed to me on a silver platter. When I came to Angeal, I believed that I was going to break the curse, that I wasn't going to break my curse. It wasn't important. And then I met you. You blush at everything, Danny? Aw. At first I thought I would just have to get on your good side so that you could help me dispel my curse. But then, Miro, I realized I was drawn to your confidence by your commitment. Drawn to your confidence and commitment. But I could never admit that I was in love with you. I was so scared that if I transformed into a beast, you would be scared of me and I would lose my chance at winning your heart. So you see, princess, I was selfish. I wanted all of you without having to give you all of me. I look down at where our hands are intertwined. I grip his fingers tighter. You told me enough times that you have nothing to apologize for. But if you insist on apologizing, maybe you ought to do something to make it up to me. Those words are out of my lips before I can even think about them. I stop suddenly, trying to ignore the hot flush in my cheeks. Claude looks at me puzzled for a few moments. I feel triumphant that I have caught him off guard. Oh, what are we going to ask for? Then the puzzled look on his face, fades and Claude grins at me. Oh my, so forward. Forward? I open my mouth to apologize and suddenly he grabs my hand and tugs me down to the bed. The instincts Claude taught me in sword fighting are quickly overwhelmed by my surprise, and in no time at all, he has pinned me down to the bed and is looming just above me, smiling. Ho-ho! I'm disappointed. Princess, you knew my weakness and you didn't even exploit it there. Your weakness? Yes. He leans closer to me and our noses almost touch. My weakness is you, Miro. Aww, we got our kiss. He leans down and our lips finally meet. I relax into the contact, my earlier tension melting away as the warmth flows through me. He smiles. He pulls away and smiles at me. Inappropriate? Really? Just a kiss, Seishi? You see, I let my guard down in front of you. I let my guard down in front of him too. And only him. The whole time I've wanted to do this, all I've wanted to do is be able to touch him like this. His fingers move gently up my arm and he leans down to kiss me again. You always melt when boys knows me? Uh-oh, here comes Daddy-o. Awkward. The sound of knocking startles us both. The muffled voices come through the door. Princess, the king is requesting your presence down in the dining hall. He says your friends have arrived. Princess? I hear the knob begin to turn and quickly speak. Yes, I'll be there in a minute. I will let him know, Princess. First the curse and now this. It's as if the world is conspiring against us. He kisses me once more on the forehead before slowly sitting up and running a hand through his hair. I catch a mischievous look in his eyes and I smooth down my own ruffled hair. Don't worry, Miro, we'll finish this later. I feel my cheeks flush. You say such uncouth things! Claude chuckles before he stands up and offers his hand. I take it and smile up at him. I love you, Miro. Now I get to say it as many times as I like. I love you too, Claude. I stand up on my toes and plant a quick kiss on his lips before heading out the door. Let's go, Claude. Forehead, wrong spot. I mean, we got lip kisses. Yay! We did it! Oh, of course we're gonna do the sex. We have to consummate the marriage somehow. This is a really long game with a lot of content for being a free game. This is incredible. Also, it's like 800 years past my bedtime, so we're gonna skip through this. Let me know, guys, do you want me to do another playthrough of this, where we try to get a different boy, or a bad ending of a boy? Or would you like to move on to, like, 999, or, Persona 5, or I have another one called Recoded something, Rebirth something, I don't know. It's voted, like, one of the best visual novels of this genre, the sexy genre of, like, all time, so... Bad ending hype or Persona 5 even better? So a bad ending we could probably manage to do super quickly because I did a save spot and we can blast through all the dialogue we've already heard. And then just make it to the bad ending and see what's different. I doubt it would vary too much. The beast probably just, like, I don't know, kills us. I don't know. Rebirth? Ew. No, not that one then? Okay. Just careful of the Atlas Overlords for Persona 5. Yeah. Yeah, it will definitely steal my soul. Somebody's name in that list was, I hope this is alphabetical. Incredible. This must have been a Kickstarter or a crowd-funded game? So I'm hearing Persona, maybe. I got 2 Persona. Well, Vulgar Boy counts as a Persona. No, oh, just the word. You just don't like the word. Okay. I don't really know anything about the game either. Let me see if I can find it. Put it somewhere. That's not it. Here it is. It's called... Oh, wow, I was way off. Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. And it's, you know, got like 2 people making out on the cover or whatever. Okay, well, I guess, oh, look, we have his portrait now. We got the boy. Even if you guys, don't want another ending of this, I will definitely be playing more of it in my free time. So I can let you know, what happens with the other boys if any of you are curious. But I'm hearing some Persona is next, which I'm totally fine with. For right now, because it is late, I'm not going to raid. I'm just going to go ahead and do my goodbyes and send you all off to Dreamland. This is like an hour and a half over when I normally stream. I just really wanted to get through that. So I'm glad that we did. It was a really, really good game with a lot of content, very deep plot, which was nice. And I can't wait to get more boys. I'm good with whatever you want to do. I'll just do a poll. I'll do a Twitter poll and we'll see what happens. Okay. Before we go, some quick thank yous. Thank you to Relic Origins for the follow. Welcome to the Miro's Heroes, Relic. I look forward to getting to know you. Riz, thank you so much for the biddies. Squid, thank you so much for the biddies. Post-Apocalypse, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you guys so much for the support. And Salty Old Man, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. It was good to see you. I hope that you are off having a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for the virtual novel stream. My next stream will be Saturday. We will be doing The Last Door Season 2. If you were not here last week, we played The Last Door. It was a pixel-based, creepy, actually really significantly creepy for being pixels, creepy story. There's a VOD for that if you would like to catch up before we play Season 2 on Saturday. But I will see you all at 11 a.m., Saturday for that stream, and until then, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye, guys!